on day 3 and 4? Well, sports have no script, so let's see how it goes on PCS Asia Charity Showdown this week. The PCS Europe Charity Showdown kicked off with the group stage last Friday. Omakin Sports won the first chicken and took 82 points on the first day. Even on the second day, they showed decent performances and finished up to the first with 125 points total. Even though they've performed well in early 2020, like in GLL, they couldn't make it to PCS Berlin. However, they've bolstered their roster by adding GemT, so PCS Charity Showdown could be their turning point. Tempest, who earned the spot by winning EU West qualifiers, finished second with 118 points, winning 4 chicken dinners. Europe's top dog, FaZe Clan, finished first on their first day, but seemed to slow down the next day. However, in the final match, they won 18 kills chicken and finished third with 115 points. What a FaZe Sunday! There will be a group stage week 2 this week. We will see which teams will advance to the final. 16 teams are finally all set for PCS North America Charity Showdown, which starts this week. Along with 8 teams who made it to PCS Berlin Americas qualifiers, the rest of the 8 teams were decided through the round of 16 qualifiers last weekend. PCS North America Charity Showdown will be held for 4 days from May 21st, so don't miss it. Here's the broadcasting schedule for the second week of PCS Charity Showdown. PCS Charity Showdown for all regions will be provided with English broadcasts through Play Battleground Twitch and PUBG Esports YouTube channels, and also various languages in each regional channel. So stay tuned! I'll be back with the next weekly PCS. Bye!
수류탄 웨일리스 선수가 던져주고 있습니다. 자, 이 안쪽까지 들어갑니까? 오!
와, 저게 밑으로?
밑으로 들어왔어요.
웨일리스!
네, 예리한 수류탄이 남았고요.
자, 화났어요. 포잉 화났습니다. 포 앵그리맨! 포 앵그리맨!
앵그리 모드.
자, GX! 양각으로!
양각.
와! 맞은 상태였거든요.
자, 여기서 내가 피해야 돼. 피해야 돼. 자, 이거 들어가서 어떻게 돼?
자, 일단 안쪽으로. 일단 안쪽으로 PC!
아, 로키도.
아. 이거 러시비도 와요.
두 팀이 이 싸우는 걸 좀 이용해서.
그러면 러시비가 햇발을 좀 쏟았으면 좋겠습니다.
네.
아. 이 싸움
너무
자체는
어려운
진짜
상황이에요.
캔바의 선택 자체가 너무나도 예리했네요. 자, 이제 너희들 차례다. 나와라.
피었어요?
아, 근데 자기장이
저기 안 막히다.
킬 포인트 뺏기지 말아야 돼요.
가서 잡아줘야 돼요. 킬점수
올려야 돼요.
네, 하나
잡았어. 쉽게 내버리면 안 돼요.
예, 하나 잡고
네.
여기.
자, 쏠 때까지.
하나 잡아.
전투를 이쪽에서 로가 이렇게 뜬 게 아닌데 이쪽으로 오는 거는
차량.
이 자리가 좋은 걸 아는 거죠, 젠지도.
예.
슬금.
자, 왔어요.
이거 못 볼 가능성도
봤어요?
있어요. 못 볼 가능성도 있어요. 엔투스 클리어. 날렸어. 와!
하나
계속 들어. 젠지. 자, 히카리만 버티면
위알로 기블리
집안에 지금 들어온 선수.
자, 건물 탐안에 있어서 엔투스와 쌍벽을 이루는 팀입니다. 위알로 기블리.
던져주고.
좋아요. 눈 멀게 하고 들어갑시다. 이제.
들어갔어요.
들어갑시다.
들어갔는데
이제는
회복.
2층에 있다고 판단하다가 다시
소리 듣고.
성광타 한 번 더.
다시 한번
눈 멀게 하고 빵! 자, 시간 끌기 전에 빠르게. 와!
The car is gonna be coming right here, and everybody is just waiting. And there it happens.
5시 지역, 서클의 5시 지역에 붙어있는 두 팀인데
위키드가 욕심이 좀 많아요. 봤어요. 인디고 맞고.
네.
봤어요. 와!
Arena, I guess you would call it.
Tagged up once, tags up two. secure this entire side of the circle. Finds the third. What a hell. Oversprayed. Rubbed over the roof. It's going to bounce up and over. Somehow no kill confirmed on that one either. They don't know about Iroh's position. They have no idea that there's one inside. That one's going to bounce up and over and take him down. He's going to have to hop off the roof. Vard is tagged up. Vard finds one more. Great shooting. Molotov's thrown forward now as well. Now they have to back off and run the hell out of here. Iroh finds one, and that's the third kill.
不要慌，当然还是得看后续。哦，这个起来了，被空摘了。
Imaju lijepu poziciju ovdje, Marv radi dosta damage-a, međutim neće on moći ovo vjerojatno preživjeti. Kako?
Get a kill in the air, shall we? Oh, I would love to see it, Memo. Do it. Do it. No way!
폭감 3킬. 폭감은 3킬. 폭이 없죠, 근데. 자, 하지만 나는 근접 최고의 스페셜리스트 언더다. 가자. 와. 우와! 일로. 오지멘토스.
É contra o seu parceiro de equipe, Memel, Nandinho. Olha a granadinha do mistério. Tacou. O quê? Lá em cima. O quê?
A little bit more time to develop here in El Azhar than the one did in Montego, but KJ got
Great angle for KJ to hold, knowing full well that over to his west, he's going to get another big plays here coming from Sadie's to Noardra, but they are absolutely dominating. They get another one.
さあこちらはエレメンツ36移動中ではありますがどうだ
Hello.
どうだ
와! 킴보니! 90픽! 설마요? 와! 킴보니! 자, 일단 HVZ já avistou primeiro, tá metendo. Toma cuidado, avistou primeiro, meteu bala, já conectou. Acertou o MG1, tá quase pegando o Magnata. Nossa, que bala! Pegou o Magnata e agora são 2 jogadores somente da equipe azul. Olha o Senna, tá metendo bala de foi pra bala. Quem que ia cabecear a bala, Nandinho?
Era ele mesmo.
Era ele? Então tá aí, HVZ! HVZ! Squad.
Double kill!
Yet been able to find their entry into this circle wild card. Oh, sharp shot! You see swapping son of a gun into the back seat of the buggy onto his butt and spraying down onto.
이쪽에 NN이 맞춰거든요.
자, 기절을 못 시켰어요. 바로 못 시켰어요.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the PCS Asia Charity Showdown. We're here in the second week, day number 3, only 2 more days to go. I'm Paper Thin. With me, once again, is Bench. And as you guys may see, I'm at a bit of an off angle here. If you guys are following me on the Twitters, you'll know that I busted up my knee. So I've got it placed up upon a nice chair here to keep me nice and comfortable during these final 2 days. Bench, how you doing?
Pretty good. At least I didn't have a fracture in my leg, so I'm gonna be facing the camera straight up. It's all good for me, but for Paper Thin, you know, just what you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah,
no problem. I'm
no
here
problem.
for PUBG Esports, nothing else, baby. That's why we are here. And last week was crazy. I mean, obviously Tianba playing out of their minds, Curzon playing out of their minds. Genji's nipping at their heels though. So I tell you what, Bench, I still think even with the large lead that Tianba has, I think there is still a chance here for some of these other teams.
So Pio wrote a post on his something like a Twitch stream for Korea, and basically what he mentioned is we're gonna try to do better. But this is just like our Nations Cup. Like we had 0 wins coming into the second day of the first week. So but the thing is, Tiamba, they have 134, 135 points with just 80 something kills, and they have a lot of chickens as well. But their win streak, it's like you never know. It could, because they had such a long break after the first week. Like the 4 weekdays, we're going to the Friday of the next week. So basically, after the long break, will Tiamba be able to keep themselves on the roll? And Gen G has been just chasing up there behind, making it up to how many points? 76 points. So this is very possible for Gen G to earn those chicken points, earn those placement points, and get some more kills, and somehow in the way move themselves up the board.
Yeah, I think that's a really great way to look at it for Gen G. That's a good point. You mentioned going into the second day of PNC, they hadn't been playing that well. That's where they really started to right the ship. That's where Anonix and PO really started to pop off for them. I think Tianba, what can you say? Those of you that have been fans of the PCL, they're really good. They proved it on the LAN stage, oftentimes just coming up short of making it to one of the big internationals. So, of course, we know they're good. Curzon is a big question mark in my mind, because what Curzon reminded me of was Element Mystic. Like, those two teams, their style kind of seems very similar. They like to come from northern angles. They tend to play very passive until the late game. They're just going to try to take good position and hold it on lockdown until they absolutely have to do something else.
From my observations, Team Curzon, they play super passive, but that doesn't mean they're not a good fighter. Like, when there has to be a fight and when they have to fight through their way out to get themselves into the center circle, they will pick up the fight. They will end up killing everyone else, and they will rotate with the 4 kill scores on their board. So for Team Curzon, like, at the very first day, they weren't, at the very first game of the first day, we didn't expect anything, but like as more games progressed on, we were able to observe somehow, like, as like phase 5, phase 6, we were able to see Team Curzon somewhere inside the white circle. Like, that was something amazing to observe, like, later on. But, like, these little things add up to their current points of 98 points, chasing Tiamba right behind their neck. Although there's like 30-something points difference, 20-something points difference, Curzon also has a pretty good chance to, like, if they are able to continue on with this win streak and, picking up these points, then they could possibly also be number 1 coming into the final 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the story we're following here across a lot of the PCS regions, is these underdog teams that are coming up out of nowhere, playing very, very well. And that's really exciting to see. A lot of other incredibly strong teams here today. But real quick, let's take a look at our overview, guys. So we started off last week, day 1 and 2. Today is Friday, day number 3, in case you had no idea where you were. We are here at day number 3. And day number 4 will be the final day on Sunday. Make sure you tune into that, because I guarantee there's going to be some fireworks that day no matter what. There is no way you can keep some of these teams down and keep them out of contention, when they really start to catch fire. Teams like Infantry, maybe Griffin, maybe an OGN, something like that.
Oh yeah, final day is going to be an important day for sure, because you never know when players are on that heat of the moment. They will really perform well. But this is the overview of our prize money. $200,000 are on the line, where $100,000 will be divided for the players playing in this tournament, and the rest of the $100,000, the half of it, will be donated to a charity for the good deeds of the winning team's choice.
Yes, and where can they find that link to the charity bench?
If you do scroll down a bit, just a little bit downwards, there is a button where you can press, and if you have a couple cents in your PayPal account that's like lying around for a while, then please do donate. It's for the good deeds.
Yeah, exactly. We would really appreciate it if you guys can spare anything you can. We know times are trying, but trying to pull together as a global community and get this going. So today, changing up the map rotations, we're starting off with 3 Miramars, then 2 Erangel, which for me makes my heart very happy, because I am a big Miramar fan. I know a lot of people like Erangel, but don't worry, Erangel, we're going to close it out, so it'll be the hype matches coming into it. Point system, you guys know and love. It is always the same for over a year now, as we are in the super setting. And yeah, it should be really interesting now. Some of the teams, what's weird is a lot of times you see teams that play really well on Erangel kind of not play as well on Miramar, or kind of vice versa. But I mean, basically it was like the Tiamba Curzon show last week. So it was like, well, I guess these guys could, and they were doing good on every map.
Yeah, this is my 2 cents, but the teams that do well on Erangel has a tendency to play quite passive, play with the zone, with the next circle moving in, play very calculative in a sense. But when it comes to Miramar, teams that just drives the truck, just hitting everything on the way, they have a tendency to pick up those kill points and then land themselves in the top points. But we are gonna be seeing the players of Tiamba ranking themselves in number 1, number 3, number 5 in the player kill rank. Lin Shun, 23 kills, same with Tian Tian. M200 just chasing right behind with 22 kills. Oh, thankfully, one player from Korea, Pio Genji, he
Who else?
at least is putting himself up on the board
Yeah.
for Korea. He's like the rep of Korea at the moment.
Yeah, he is like the sole bastion of all these other regions trying to keep up with Tianba's absolute insanity. But I tell you what, I find it in tournaments that have multi-week formats, sometimes teams can't really carry it over from one week to another. You'll see a lot of teams get hot in like a group stage or a semifinals and have nothing left in the finals. But teams like Genji, teams like 4AM that we've seen in the past be able to kind of just tread water, do well enough to get to the finals with a chance, and then absolutely just, get a rocket ship underneath them, shoot themselves up to the moon, and win.
It's like the Dragon Ball, you gather up your energy. For the process of gathering the energy, you might not do so well, but just enough to put yourself in the next roster. And then when the time comes, they will just blast it out. All that energy they've saved up for. But we're gonna be looking at those Korean teams right now. Just to announce once again, we are leeching off the Korean stream, so we're gonna be seeing more observations of the Korean players and more hand cams, mouse cams of the Korean players as well. But Griffin, what do you think, Paperthin? Like, coming into Miramar, I think 3 Miramars is definitely gonna be good for Griffin since they're good fighters. Like, once the circles do happen to shine towards Griffin, then if the circle is given, they will kill people. They are able to deliver.
Yeah, they're a team that if they get Southern Circles on Miramar, usually can take advantage of it. They're very good, like you mentioned, at team fighting. They're a team that I've seen put up 70-plus points in a 5-game day, so they are capable of absolutely putting themselves in the conversation. Quadro, we should have talked about them a bit. They played well last week. They're up there contending as well. And again, they just need to kind of stay alive a little bit longer. They need Renba to start heating up a bit for them. So far, it's been a bit of a struggle. But again, for all of these players, this is their first big stage experience. So you can kind of chalk that up to first week jitters. And I think there's a real chance. And then of course these guys never ever can you count them out.
And Onyx actually dyed his hair back to black, so we could So we could expect some DPG and Danawa, phase 2 days, and Onyx just killing everyone. So we could possibly see Onyx, dropping those hot balls.
Let's go. Can you imagine if because here's the thing about Genji is all 4 of those players are absolutely capable of just popping off. Maybe they have a day like Tianba did last week where all 4 of them just start putting up crazy numbers. It's totally possible as we are getting into day number 3, match number 1. It's going to be on Miramar. Real quick, let's hear from Lin Shun.
万一拿来个第1名，结果还真拿了个第1名。我们打的时候并没有想到能拿第几名，就是想着尽自己全力了，可能没有那么多的压力吧。发挥比较超常吧，其实打的还是很有瑕疵的，还有2天呢，冠军是谁还不一定。下一周希望就是保持现在领先吧，把这个比分稳住就行了。
All right, there we go. Well, we're just getting the plane up and over. Don't worry, we are fully invested. Just wanted to hear from that Tianba squad playing out of their Ram mines. Just absolutely crazy stuff from them. And, again, who knows? Maybe this is where they step up and they make that claim that, hey, we are the best team in the world. China's the best region in the world. Korea, this might be kind of a setback for you.
Pretty much. But another interesting statistics that I brought up from the most recent scrims they had after day 2 was either Monday or Tuesday. Genji was able to pick up 50 points on the scrim, coming into the second place. And Tiamba, though, during the scrim wasn't able to perform too well. So if Tiamba does slip on their feet, then we might possibly see Genji moving up the board with a lot of kill points and the placement points. But the plane is now all the way to the end. You're going to be seeing Tiamba just flying through to find some compounds for farming. It looks like they're going to split up a little bit, find a couple cars possibly.
Yeah, it's just them just looking for vehicles initially, of course, just trying to get, whatever they can Motorcycles are wonderful on Miramar, especially typically Tianba is going to be a 1-3 rotation team like Gen G, but we'll see if that's what they stick with going throughout and just honking at each other as a member of Ventus. Now, nobody's got a gun in their hands just yet, so we're not going to see a crazy play like we saw in the EU PCS where the motorcycle spun out the UAZ and broke some hearts there for Navi, which was of course, crazy and an awesome play. Initially, though, Yowook's going to get himself a quick down and kill to give our first death of the day.
L-Stars trying to just dip, get inside the vehicle and book it. Wasn't able to happen because Yowook was just holding right there with an M16, was it? And that vehicle now in the hands of Yowook. Quadro will be able to start farming once he gets into the point. And Linshen, we're going to be looking towards Linshen. He had 15 kills on day 2, 14 DBNOs, and 2,400 total damage. That is just insane drops for a player.
Woof. That is actually an incredible day for him. All of Tianba again, of course, but it's really exciting to see them step up to finally have this chance on the big stage. They've been hovering around in China. They've been winning a lot of the invitational tournaments in China that don't count as qualifiers for the big international events. So it's not like if you've been kind of paying attention to China, you haven't heard of these guys. You absolutely know who they were, but international fans really didn't know so much. So really super exciting to see them here today. And I'm gonna have to apologize a little bit. I can't see the map screen very well because I forgot to put my contacts in because I was in the hospital. And I came here basically right from the hospital. So
what a traffic too. So
yeah, I'm gonna rely on you for some help with that. All right.
The thing is, I didn't wear my contacts today
No!
either, so I'm gonna have to push my head a little closer to the screen. But let's talk about LYG a little bit. They were underperforming during the Erangel matches, but coming into the Miramar days, they were able to pick up 2 chickens swiftly. And for the second chicken they had, they had placed themselves inside that what do you call those warehouses, you say? And Gen G had to just walk inside where LYG was holding all the angles from. So they got quite lucky, but at the same time,
Oh yeah, that
was all planned for them.
That El Pozo finish. That was absolutely
that was
crazy.
amazing.
Great game. Yeah, go back and check that one out if you missed it on day number 2. That was really, really fun. And Gen G, all the credit in the world with how they played that. LYG just took the right compound at the right time and had a great defense inside of it as well. So, but the outside of Gen G was just fantastic. They played so well around the edges of that circle, like making me look stupid by pushing on things. And I was like, oh, you can do that. I was like,
Pio's nade as well.
Oh, that nade.
Entus just getting completely destroyed. But we see a little 4 cameras, webcam of the players down below. That's something added this week, I feel like.
We only saw hand cams during
the
game.
the mouses and the mouse pads. But that's a nice little addition to make everything a little better.
Yeah, I like that little kind of touch, especially in the early part of the game here when we kind of just, you and I are just kind of talking about what happened last week, kind of try to predict what's going to happen this week, look at the team's early rotations. It makes it nice if you're just kind of liking to look around on the screen to see what else is going on. Speaking of LYG doing well, they're going to kick it off by taking down poor G9. G9, man, he had that one day where he was rocking with the bolts, but since then, it's been a struggle a bit for him and Rush B Gaming.
But don't sleep on Rush B Gaming. If they find the chance to push a team, they are going to just run on their feet and try to get in the third party right away. But we're going to be looking towards Gen G. Pio, the man who made 5 clips, 6 clips that made into the official clip, what do you call those clip videos?
The highlight videos.
Highlight videos.
He's a walking highlight machine. I mean, there are days when if Pio's on fire, I'm like, you guys just never have to leave him. It's okay. We don't need to watch anything else. All right, Renba looking for another kill here for Quadro. You got a member of L-Stars this time. It's Carl cutting across on a buggy. He gets a bit of damage, nothing much there. Remember, guys, we still are on the old patch for this particular one. We didn't change patches, even though the new 7.2 patch did come out. We are still playing on the previous one, so nothing has changed in terms of the assault weapon changes and that kind of thing. So you're probably going to see a lot of the same M4s, minis, SLRs, that kind of thing. No barrels potentially, unless somebody just feels like trying it. You might see an AK if somebody gets stuck into it. There's very few players in Asia who like the AK.
M4 still the strongest, and now Quadro taking a beatdown from Deva, from Ghibli as well. For Ghibli, though, I don't know, like, they are a good team. Like, indeed, like, they have been performing in PKL, they've been performing in international stages as well. But coming to PCS Asia Charity Showdown, they are just underperforming. I don't know what's up with them, but hopefully this week, too, is going to help them out. You know, they had long enough breaks.
Well, there you go. I just saw him in the kill feed there. Spear's going to get Kendes under in a bit of a duel himself, trying to hold off another member of L-Stars. So L-Stars crosses Quadro, bumps into OGN. Entis next, and under really, really strong close-up player. You talked about this a lot last week, Bench. He's well known for his ability to fight, especially within like 100 meters, 50 meters. He's incredibly dangerous. One of the top players of Korea, and that's a big reason Entis picked him up. That's probably the area where they felt like they were struggling the most. Their rotations are excellent. Sungjang's play calling is amazing, but under has kind of been. I would say it's been a little bit better for OGN. They haven't been much better, but a little bit better.
Entis wants a bite at WMB. Sungjang and Indigo rotated in with the car, taking a little beatdown, but Under's already pushed all the way right to the window. He's waiting for the push. Sungjang's going to throw a helpful nade. WMB just lying on his belly. He knows the door's open. He's going to take a peek, but it's Sungjang to peek first. Under just waiting for his moment to just jump in the window and take the kill. Sungjang's going to go down to WMB, but the Under's on the flank, and that's going to be it for WMB. Sungjang did go out, flushed out, but in the end, Entis picks up a kill. Not the best play from Entis, but losing a player early on is obviously not the best thing. But in the end, they did take up a kill, so that kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, and you do bully L-Stars out of this position. So this is dead center of the circle, basically, for OG at Entis. So the idea here is, okay, we lost a guy, but now L-Stars is not allowed to come in here. They have to go somewhere else, potentially taking a position that, you know, may or may not be worse. We'll see. But for OGN, they at least, you know, claim their territory, put their flag on it, and say, okay, if you want to come through here, you got to go through us. And that makes L-Stars kind of change their minds a bit. Leo doing the dirty to more members of Rush B Gaming. This time, it is Dab who goes down.
Rush B Gaming just losing 2 members just 8 minutes into the game. Only 2 players left for RBG. That's going to be unfortunate for them. But Miramar, with this map composition, with a lot of terrain you could work with, even with 2 members, you could definitely put yourself in the top placements for sure. Depending on how the circle shifts, but, you know,
yeah,
it's possible.
Oh, very, very possible. With the terrain that you can kind of use pretty well, a lot of times you can get away with two-player wins. I've seen this with Entis, for example. I can remember they did this. Wow, yeah, we're going way northwest.
Is this going to be another El Pozo
I wanted to
ending?
ignore it. Oh, God. Oh. I don't know if I have another one of those in me, man. I had to take some medication for pain in my knee. I don't know if my heart could take it, but we'll see.
Either El Pozo or compounds around it's still a fun terrain to work with, so it's a pretty good circle. Lorena just waiting to take the shots. L-Stars gonna be joining in forces with Elemental Mystic. Magne has the clue since the card did give up sound cues. Kench gonna go up the hill to take a better angle. Magne's just gonna dip it. I think they figured, okay, like early on in the game, especially with their playstyle, it's not worth picking up fights this early on. I'll just get out of here, like, if I can.
Yeah, 100% correct. This is quintessential Element Mystic. This is how they play and why they are so successful. They don't take fights they don't need to. They're quick to back off of situations that aren't optimal for them, where they might lose somebody early. No reason to risk it. LYG in a drag race with Detonation Gaming White. As I'm just curious what Carrot is thinking right now. Nobody's pulled up just yet to try to shoot the other. Who is going to kind of blink first in this game of chicken? It looks like it's going to be Detonation Gaming White who pulls off.
LYG just finding themselves a compound. I think they're satisfied with it. Lorena taking a couple shots towards them. Machado just on the rotation as well. Tiamba, they're going to have to move in. Otherwise, they're going to have to play with the edge once again, like what they have done last week. Spear, his vehicle is burning, and he has just a slight bit of HP left. Just going to sit on his belly and heal up. But will he be able to get himself out of this situation? Because Quadro, they're looking right in their direction.
Yeah, this is Spear trying to do something to keep himself alive. He finds enough of a ledge there to protect himself, and there's a little bit of a tree, but mostly it's the ledge that's blocking the view of the Quadro players as they begin their rotation. You can see our Toby eye tracker as well. We got that going here for the PCS Asia Charity Showdown. and that's pretty cool. Watching where the players are looking, kind of getting an idea of how they think, you know, what kind of terrain they're keying in on, those kind of things. Really fun to see at the end of games when they're in kind of like phase 7, phase 8 circles, what they're prioritizing in their vision utilization.
Oh, Tiamba didn't want to take the challenge on the ramps. Could have been a fun one if they did decide to speed up those ramps. You know, like there are achievements from that. But they just decided not to do it.
Come on, show off for us, Tiamba. You're far enough ahead. It's okay. Oh, wait. This is Sun Sister. Okay, this is Spear getting Kendes. Kendes tries to just drive up, and nope. That Murado a little slow once you get off the roads. It takes it a while to get going on the off-road terrain. So good job there by Spear. Easy for him. And 4 a.m. We haven't seen much from them. Will this be kind of the world beaters that we have seen many times on the big stages? They're quite far behind, only 44 points, but 2 days, they are very, very capable of putting up 100 plus, no problem to put themselves in the conversation. Lou with some good shooting. He's going to find a Sura, and the team captain for Griffin goes down early.
Griffin, now they know. Lou's up top, an angle that's hard to peek from Griffin. 4 a.m. just going to close in towards Griffin and hopefully find a couple more kills. So we'll see this action. Too hard, just booking it on the motorcycle. He's gonna go on the run hot.
Oh my
but Luz is taking a couple spray downs, not gonna connect any of the shots. Does land 1 bullet or 2, not enough to take the kill onto 2 hearts.
And the circle, you said it, you wanted it, you might be getting it.
I wanted it.
Still plenty of Pozo in this baby. Now it should shift north or west or south in theory. But it does not have to. It absolutely, positively does not have to. Rush B Gaming's Pow Pow desperately trying to hold off the Tianba push. Tianba coming up the stairs. They have a pretty good idea that they've got this one on lockdown, but a good defense by Pow Pow. Again, this is arguably the hardest building to push in competitive PUBG. So, you know, as far as that's concerned, Pow Pow does have a shot. I'm just curious if he's going to get any reinforcements.
Yeah, if you were to push those buildings, I've seen teams spend like 5-6 nades just to clear out the second floor. That's why, but like, I don't know, like Pow Pow, he has a pretty good angle to hold on to, so we'll see that going. Pow Pow now on the outside of the building on top. He does spot out a player. Oh, the spray down connecting onto Lin Shun will be a down and a flush. Rest of the Tiamba players kind of having a sense where Pow Pow is going to be at now. Gonna step themselves back inside the building.
Yeah, we do have the reinforcements. Pow Pow throwing down some smokes, trying to buy himself a little bit of time. The flames are on in there as well, so Pow Pow's going to have to go for that first aid, but a good grenade is going to find him. M200 is going to get the down. Comes up the stairs. That should be an easy flush here in just a second once he gets into the smoke. Runs up onto him. Down he goes. Griffin does go out in the background of all of this as well, so a very disappointing start for them coming into this first match of day number 3.
In the meantime, yeah, as you have mentioned, 4 a.m. wiping out Griffin with no member being flushed out. I think the one down player will be able to take a res. 4 a.m. definitely performing up tonight. Infantry as well going to be placing themselves in the hot center of El Pozo. Infantry, now that Longsker is back on the roster, you know, like, it's very possible for them to also pick up those kill points as well.
Oh yeah, he's nuts. I mean, this guy's nuts. When I was looking at the average kills per game in the PCL this past season for the qualifiers for this, most of the really good players, the ones we talk about a lot, were like Tian Tian, these kind of guys, forever from 4am, we're hovering around 1.1, 1.2 kills per round. There's some good work from LYG, picking up another member of Tianba, a little revenge there for the loss of maps. But going back to Longsker, he averaged about 1.8 kills per round. He was light years ahead of just about any other Chinese player that's coming into this lobby. Now, Genji is taking this dip. Now, somehow this worked out for Infantry last week, but this time, this one, it's right on the edge of the circle. I'm not so sure. They might be able to defend against Detonation Gaming, though.
This circle is a lot better for Genji as the top of the hill is blocked off by the blue circle, but the nade, though, from Pio is going to take down Machao. The res possible, but, you know, the Detonation Gaming, why all of their members are outside the circle almost. Melifo and Gokri inside, but what more they could do. L-Stars want to bite off this as well. Going to be third party down.
Yeah, this is the problem with being out in these fields is the hills to the west do have a decent amount of overlook onto this. Pio's going to find another one. Are they going to be able to confirm that grenade? Excuse me, Molly up and in. Not going to be quite far enough. It is going to be Loki who's going to finish off Machao. So now Melifo still on the ground, sees Ngokri trying to do something under pressure from Carl, like I was talking about on those hills to the west. Detonation Gaming, I am not liking this. This is going to require you just out-dueling Gen G to get through.
This is no good for Detonation Gaming White. All-Stars as well. They have to start moving because 11 seconds are left till the next phase begins to move inwards. Gen G in the car just going to be moving in bravely to the center of El Pozo. Pio taking a little bit of beatdown, not enough to take him out. They're going to join up forces with the rest of the members. Alco 5 and Enonix by Yaok, though. He's going to be waiting right at the edge of the window, taking down 2 players and a flush onto Pio. And Enonix is there to take the revenge onto Yaok. So, Gen G, although they did lose a player, they are able to take this building for themselves.
Yeah, they put themselves in a bit of a bizarre spot coming into that ditch, and then the circle shifted away from them back into the city as they have to push on in. But, you know, you can never count them out anytime, anywhere. They're great at just about every phase of the game, and it looks like the res should be coming through for Loki. So they are going to lose Pio, but again, that is not the biggest deal for Gen G. They can do very, very well with 3 up. VLG, they're holed up inside of the hotel inside of Pozo, as there is Renba quite close with them. Quadro pretty well spread out inside the city here a bit with their couple surviving members, as 4AM sets up. I tell you what, though, look at this 4AM split. They are all over the western side of this.
They have a really good investment into the land here, although Long is like the only one kind of far away from the rest of the teammates. He could definitely pull out if he does spot Curzon or any of the teams just trying to run him over, because they're going to have to run through a vehicle. And Gen G moving in hot. Alco 5 does go down from Spear, but 2 members are still alive from Gen G. 2-on-2 with Quadro, so...
Oh, VLG right behind. They heard the shots. They want the kills. Can Anonix defend this? I think he heard the steps from Ghibli. Now, Ghibli is taking some damage coming across the street from Element Mystic. This buys enough time for Aqua 5 to come back up. Can Gen G reposition themselves well enough to hold off this push from VRLU?
Hikari with the molly. That's going to burn the players of Gen G, opening the other door to take the spray down. He does connect onto Loki, so Hikari playing around those edges nicely. Will take a smart down onto Loki. Tian from the side will somehow take it down onto Aqua 5. So Gen G suddenly, when they're they looked pretty good when they were pushing this building, but now they're all shaking.
And the grenade finishes off Anonix. It's actually Tian who's going to get involved in this, get himself a double kill from Gen G. Good stuff again from Tian. Remember, we saw him as the solo in the city in a game on Erangel last week where he picked up 8 or 9 kills by himself. The guy is very, very dangerous close range. VLG licking their wounds, trying to get everything sorted. Still a lot of El Pozo inside of this circle. Will it continue to be that way when the next one shows itself? Oh, yes, it will. Oh, my goodness. We are like half-half on this one, Bench.
Oof. This one's a hard circle to play with. Players inside Pozo will try to rotate in towards the edge, and where 4AM is holding, if the players on the edge decides to rotate to the side where 4AM is holding, then that's going to be a heck of a mess as well. But that's all the future, so we don't know what's going to happen just yet.
Well, what's interesting about this one is if it shifts away from the city, then 4AM has a decent spot. There's actually quite a few ledges to work with by the road on the side of El Pozo here. So they could potentially not farm a ton of kills. It may look like they have a ton of high ground and other things, but there's actually quite a few places to hide, a lot of debris and other things inside of El Pozo as well that you can utilize. And there's Tian continuing to just pop off, taking down PH111 from Curzon. Luminous Stars has 4 kills for themselves. Long DD trying to come across. He is getting a lot of damage down onto him. Excuse me, that's his teammate Carl. Long DD's behind him. But L-Star is trying to come up and forward through here. Under trying to take advantage of it. Gets a decent amount of damage. That's going to put L-Stars on the ground. Carl takes a headshot. They're going to have to get their heels going.
You just saw that under spray control. That was really accurate. Just a little bit less to take the downs, but that's going to be Carl taking under down, actually. The grenade bouncing off the tires, and that's going to be enough damage, but it's going to be killed to take out Long DD and Zhao Yang finishing off Carl. So, Luminous Stars going out 13th place.
Yeah, there's no way that res is happening. By the way, we're phase 5 blue, not possible to res somebody inside of that blue. So that is going to be one sole survivor, Kale, for OGN. Back over to Quadra, who's been quiet inside of this hotel for a bit. Renba looks like they had to give a revive down onto him. Again, they really need him to get firing up. I mean, he has been their top fragger for quite some time. So far this tournament, been a little quiet, not super quiet, but a little bit quiet. And they have, a difficult situation in front of them as they're one of the teams that is outside of this new circle a bit. Or right on the edge of it, I guess.
Yeah. In the meantime, Infantry just looking to dip their feet a little bit inside the edge of this white circle. Remba taking out Fiachan. Kale is going to go out with the blue zone. I don't think he was able to rotate inwards, but Spear is going to go huge with that SLR.
Oh, that was a nifty piece of shooting there. Some help from Hikari and the other members of VLG. They really needed that. They need to get fired up. Still 3 here for Sun Sisters. Element Mystic is going to be the vanguard towards the west. Still 4 a.m. hanging out, just trying to poke at people. But again, this position looks pretty awesome, and it is kind of. But there is a lot of terrain in the way and other things that kind of blocks 4 a.m.'s visions into quite a bit of El Pozo. And now we are going to head north. So this is more what this circle should do. Get away from the city as much as it can and start moving into the more empty areas.
So suddenly from enter the city, now we're looking at escape the city. So that's a little shift of things here. 4 a.m. does have a bit of a land and a little bit of compound for themselves to rotate inwards and place themselves inside a circle. So 4 a.m. has nothing to worry about. I think they have a pretty good angle towards the edge of Pozo as well from there. So it's good for them. Curzon, still 2 members alive. They're going to throw a couple nades towards Infantry. Not going to be enough. But he has more nades in hand. Just one more. And that's also not going to connect. So Infantry, a little sad face there.
Yeah, Infantry wising up to what was going on with those grenades, moving away from the doors. Very good placement on those grenades by something. Grenades coming in from Sun Sister now as they're trying to bully VRLU Ghibli out of their way, but that is no easy task. VRLU Ghibli has been very on fire. Spear and Hikari doing the dirty for them so far. Element Mystic, only 1 kill, but this is what I love from Element Mystic. I look at this and I just think, oh yes, this is perfect from you, Element Mystic. This is how you should be playing.
Magne on like maybe the 4th floor of the building, gonna be looking down towards. That's gonna be Ghibli. Hikari gonna go out. The rest of the Ghibli members were able to get inside the building, but Crazy Sam's right behind, hoping for a couple kills. Lash gonna peek through the gap of the window. Not gonna happen. And this is Crazy Sam just coming in from behind, taking a nice little kill onto Spear, and possibly the second one as well to the down player. Don't know who it is, but Elemental Mystic doesn't want to take a bite into this action because 2 of their own members are down as well, so they got to take the res onto them.
Yeah, exactly. And Crazy Sam doing a great job taking advantage of the fight, third-partying it very well. Crazy Sam, arguably one of, if not the best players in Japan, one of the top fraggers in that region. He is an incredibly skilled player individually. Let's see if he can get up and around the corner, just missing those headshots. Some grenades coming through. He's going to see him whiz by his head. So now he has a pretty good idea of what's going on. Wants to block off his back angle, so he only has 1 to worry about, but it's not going to be in time as Kira V is going to come around and take him down.
Elemental Mystic, now they're ready to start shooting. Now they're ready to start picking up fights. Phase 6, 9 teams remaining with 23 players. This is their time to start going into those battlefield. Lambu just holding a pretty good angle onto the edge of the blue circle, and that is going to be a missed shot. Unfortunately, he's going to close the door. I think he did hear all 4 players just running on their feet like a madman, so a little scary moment for him. He's going to hold that angle, spray down, almost connecting, but the counter fire was too good. He's going to be down to a 24, 25 HP here. Rest of the members. So,
well, you know what's interesting here? I think he's okay for now. I don't think he has to push out, but there's no way they're going to let him, do much as he is just completely stuck. I think he's just going to try to play for a placement point at this. Depending on what's going on with him, you can see that was Lash there from Element Mystic, but we'll see exactly what's going on with the surviving member, Lambu from VLG, as Kinch is now pushing towards the remaining members of Curzon and Tianba, spraying down the door, trying to open up the gates for himself and seeing if he can get anything going, but there has been another knock here on the Magne.
4 a.m., all of a sudden, their circle just got so good, so nice, so juicy. Wayless is going to be holding at the dead center. Longsker is going to finish off Curzon. Curzon a little bit underperforming for the first match here, but hopefully coming into the next games they are possible. Kinch as well, taking a couple spray downs, but it's going to be Kira V to finish off Lambu. Magne does take a res though, that's lucky for him.
Yeah, that's really nice. Gosh, Tian, you are so good at holding those angles. That was a really tight spray to come through. The molly's very well placed. Trying to pick it up. He hears the footsteps of Kinch. He's going to get him. Kinch came in there all alone. Can Tian get another one? That's 2. Can he find a third? No. Finally, it's going to be Magne that takes him down. But my goodness, what a hold by Tian.
Tian just taking headshots left and right. That was some crazy action coming through. Lash does spot a member from Infantry, Zhao Yang. Is going to go down, but Elemental Mystic, they also have to move into the circle as well. This is going to be a big clash at the edge of the circle. Longsker does spot a player out. Not going to happen. The nade, or Magne with the Kobe. Going to be going right through that window. And Infantry, they're gone. They're goners.
Yeah, this was just so well executed here by EM. And like you mentioned, Phase 6 is where they put the rocket thrusters on their backs and start plowing into teams, doing a really, really good job. Lash landing a headshot. They are absolutely feeling it right now. LYG, though, comes up. Heartbreakers. Going to get Magne again. Lash as well got taken down by Lu. So there's only one standing here for EM. And in fact, the blue is going to finish the job. LYG losing a member to the blue here as well. So a nice push here at the end for Element Mystic. Gets them quite a few points, but a 5th place finish.
4 players remaining for 4EM, 3 players for GEX, 1 player from RBG. GEX, I'm surprised to see them coming to 3rd spot because they have been just dying out. They've been dying out for the first week, so at least securing themselves a 3rd placement point is a pretty good deed for them. But 4AM, their circle is just too good. They're going to be looking right where GX is going to be at. It's going to be a hard rotation for GX unless they have like 6-7 smokes to make the smoke train and move themselves inside the circle.
No, they can kind of work along the edges of those fences is about their best option. Try and push forward. Exactly what Leo's doing here right now. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, look at the positioning 4AM has. They have the upper hand. They have a lot of cover on top of these plateaus. They can prone down on top of these plateaus and give themselves cover in that respect as well. So GEX just pushing forward. This is great. That was a really nice timed push by Chaiwei. I mean, he gets up and in. Grenades are raining down on him. He's doing a great job dodging them. Oh, Leo, you can't hide in that truck anymore. Rest in peace, Silver.
That's going to be GEX versus 4AM, but Chaiwei did place himself inside a pretty good circle, although there are nades right coming through his face. So that's going to be a little close one. Yan Li also has to rotate himself inside the circle, but he's going to be spotted out by Wayless. The spray down, not going to connect just yet, so Yan Li has a couple more seconds to survive here.
Yeah, let's see what GEX can do. One knock, and all of a sudden it's an even situation, but coming across out in the open is Yan Li. Easy spray for Wayless there. There just isn't anything left. He didn't have any utility. It looks like, Gex has really just spent themselves just getting to this point. Chaiwei has nothing. He tries to get the spray. He gets one. There's going to be somebody coming up and over on top of him. Can he predict which angle they're going to come from properly? Listening for those footsteps, trying to get it done, but Wayless is going to be the heartbreaker.
Now the final player final 2 players remaining for GEX, Leo and Chaiwei. There's no way Chaiwei is going to take a res. I don't think that's possible. So Leo has to show his shooting skills and somehow manage to do a 1v4. But, all these pro players, they're all capable of doing this. Leo taking a little bit of damage from the blue circle. I think he wants to rotate from the side, but that's going to be 4AM taking the first win for themselves, coming into the first match of the second week first day.
And we talked about at the beginning, this is one of those teams that just seems to find magic on the biggest stages. They're confident, fearless, they're Wayless, they're very, very good.
But yeah, definitely don't sleep on these guys. They are veterans. They are veterans of PUBG. They've been here since the early access days, so they know what they're doing. Like, they're not clueless. They have better clue of what they're doing on top of everyone else. So we'll see. Hopefully they can do a little more.
You got to give them so much credit in that game. They took so much territory around phase, I think it was like 4 or 5 or 3, somewhere around there.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was phase 3 or 4 where they were controlling so much. Great job by them. Guys, we are going to take a short break. Match number 2 coming up shortly.
to adjust your television set. You are not traveling back in time. Hello there. I am Carl Johan Lind. Welcome to the Lind Corporation, where we are working on a revolutionary experience right here in Vikendi. This is Dinoland, the prehistoric park of the future. Children will be greeted by Alex, the lovable T-Rex.
They can ride my Wonder Wheel.
That's right, Alex. And eat at Cammy's Bistro.
Yum, yum.
Or ride on Tato's thrilling mammoth coaster.
Oh, no.
Don't be scared, Alex. All this and more is now accessible on the all-new Dino train. But Dinoland is just the beginning. The entire island will soon be a top-of-the-line resort. We'll have an award-winning winery, an out-of-this-world cosmodrome, and a spa. Dinoland, so amazing, you would rather go extinct than to ever leave.
I'm going to die. With still having the main island having a little bit of control on there, a couple of these guys can make their way through, and ooh, find himself getting knocked from.
It's really interesting because, yeah, actually, like, the Team Liquid guys, super, super nice dudes. A grenade up to Highwind. Highwind, the hero, but right on top of him.
来看一下这边三名成员不比推进面对 Henry 的架枪，这里打第一支、第二支、第三支连串漂亮。
He's gonna have to work his way forward. They're next to each other. He's actually just gone around him. Gaxi, turn around. He's behind you. They have no idea how close they are right now. Gaxi is a centimeter away, and inch by inch they walk forward in unison. Ghostar just around this one. He has no idea that Ghostar is still behind him. Boom, Ghostar! Ghostar's in the boom! Oh my god, he might go down!
Let's see Ghostar, but it's not quite enough. K-Man gets him down. K-Man goes for Fuzz. Fuzz forced to go down. He's going to stick to the spray. He's got no bullets left. Mini Fountain! Oh my word!
とそしてリラックスストーリー特殊部隊サンシスターを沈めに参ります。ケンです下手投げグレネード一旦効果出て当たってるその子のダウン裏回って降りて外側1人目ダウン3人目いけるか3人目全部取れるか倒したかわりました
So many teams now piling up from the south. T-Bone, oh my word, T-Bone's right next to him. He's gonna fly.
The car is gonna be coming right here, and everybody is just waiting. And there we have it.
5시 지역, 서클의 5시 지역에 붙어있는 두 팀인데
위키드가 욕심이 좀 많아요. 봤어요. 인디고 맞고.
네.
Welcome back, everyone, to the PUBG Continental Series Asia Charity Showdown. There are your results from the first game of the day on Miramar. 4 angry men coming out strong with a big 13-kill chicken dinner. Element Mystic leading the way in second place with an 8-kill push there to give themselves, I think it was like a 5th place finish. And so this one, now we're seeing some teams that were struggling a bit, kind of climbing into the leaderboards, but there's Tianba still hanging around, 8 points. No one wants to see that.
Tianba just earning more points to add on to what they had initially, 134. So they're going to be sitting at like 142 points right now. A big, big climb. It's a big height that Elemental Mystic or any other teams like Gen.G that has to climb over to achieve the first place. But, you know, if Tianba just continues on slipping on their feet, you know, losing their players early on, then, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But one thing good to see is GEX and Elemental Mystic. GEX for sure, like they've been on the bottom of the board for the total ranking. So them performing a little better, definitely a good thing. At the same time, Elemental Mystic, they've been shaking a little bit, although they had a pretty good, decent performance, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. It has been shaky for Element Mystic to start. Not terrible, but not great. And this time, this is more their style. Like you mentioned, we saw them coming into Phase 6. That's when they start kicking things off. You know, when they're just playing very safe, getting into good positions, taking advantage of the kills that are given to them. So a lot of credit to Element Mystic going here. Ghibli had some moments finally, but it wasn't enough to get them good placements. There is our overall leaderboards. Surprise, surprise. Tianba still in first. Curzon still quite a bit behind. Gen.G not doing much in that one, just a couple kills for them. They were stuck on the edges of the circles.
Kill points.
That's just...
That's insane.
How is that even real? That's just crazy. I mean, look at this. This lobby is stacked as heck. I don't know, man. That
is first-degree murder. But nonetheless, for Gen.G, they have no chicken dinner for themselves, but they are able to put themselves in the 3rd spot here. So if they start winning those first places, Gen.G can climb themselves up the board. But Entis, what is happening with you guys? They were like top 7, top 6, I think, if I remember correctly from the last league, and now they're just dropping like flies.
Yeah, they've got a chicken dinner, but there hasn't been a lot else going on for them outside of that one win. It's just been they've been picking up kills here or there. They haven't really found themselves in many late game situations other than their win, unless they have like one member up who's just kind of snaking something out.
Right.
So it just doesn't seem like they're able to kind of get those rotations. Getting caught on the edge of Monte Nuevo, losing a member early on in that last game, and then, you know, the circles does hard shift away from them. So, of course, it was challenging, but overall it just seems like the wheels aren't spinning very well for them just yet.
For Quadro as well, like, they have definitely been consistent, but this is time when they need to just start sprinkling things a little bit more, because being consistent is good, but, like, they are behind on the leaderboards. They're in top 6 right now. So for themselves to start moving up, they obviously have to stay consistent, but while being consistent, they have to start performing a little more than just being consistent, I would say.
For sure. I think Griffin needs to get it going. Them and Gen.G, the only teams on the left-hand side of that leaderboard that did not have chicken dinners yet. I don't think you could hold Gen.G down for much longer. I think Gen.G just kind of is an inevitability, like Thanos would say. Like, they are an inevitability. They will pull off some chicken dinners at some point. It just feels like there's just too much there. And that last game, I mean, City Circles, you can kind of chalk up to some craziness, and I think a lot of teams that didn't have the start they wanted to, you know, you can see, you know, with Entis here, it is a bit of a struggle for them to start out.
They're not smiling anymore.
No, there's
Poor
not.
boys.
Poor guys. No, I know. I know they care and they're trying so hard, and I think they just need to get another good game under their belt, and they'll probably, you know, start to turn it around. I think Quadro's just fine. They're playing well. You know, obviously with Tianba kind of running away with things here, maybe you're starting to think about playing for second place.
Even their coaches laid back a bit. You know, he was on the chair, just like you. So
yeah, I'm allowed to do that because I hurt my knee.
Where's Dave? I think he just went to the washroom where he's standing right beside Lambu. Okay, that's gonna be it. Elemental Mystic, EM. I think they're more comfortable with when it comes to Miramar compared to Erangel. They've been definitely raking up points through Miramar rather than Erangel, so I think that's going to be that.
What's interesting for me is that Element Mystic can play well on either map at any given time. I've seen them do really well in situations where it's like military circles. They're really good at military circles,
right.
Even though they drop up by Severny. They really know how to get down there effectively and safely. So
that's what they've been doing for most of their years.
Yeah, I think they are a little bit better at Miramar, maybe. It's hard to say. They're so just well balanced.
But I think we shouldn't be sleeping towards Griffin as well. Like I've mentioned, you know, like all of them are really good fighters. So if they are given the circle, like we can definitely see Griffin just raking in points and taking the chicken as well. But just not yet. I don't think they're all ready or on the heat. So we might need a couple more games for themselves to get ready. But hey, this is already the third day, second to last. So they have to really get going. Otherwise, they're going to be left out from the board. So
yeah, it's hard when you come from like one lobby. Griffin's been playing in Korean lobbies for forever. They haven't had a chance to see the other lobbies and how they do things. So you know the Korean lobbies really well. You're able to study them, kind of make your moves and decisions based off of that. Here in this lobby, you're seeing some kind of different ideas coming through from these other teams, from these other regions. And for Griffin, they find themselves getting kind of caught in bad positions.
Right.
Like we saw Asura get picked off very easily early on in what looked like just dead open space. He had no idea that anybody would be up there where they were. So it's a little bit tough for them. Thank you guys again for tuning in. This has been a wonderful tournament so far.
yeah, it was interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so cool to see these Asia teams compete against each other. See teams like Curzon rise up out of nowhere, play very well. So really excited about that. And again, the reason I'm at an angle here, I hurt my knee, so I have to prop it up.
Tell us a little more about the story. What exactly happened?
Well, so I was rollerblading. I've been trying to get into some rollerblading for like exercise and just kind of it's fun. And
it is fun.
Yeah, and there's like nice paths around Seoul actually that you can rollerblade on pretty comfortably. Unfortunately, I made a miscalculation. When I was rollerblading, I got going a little bit fast, and so I was going to pull off into the grass to slow myself down, but I forgot that it had been raining a lot here, and there was mud. I hit the mud, my rollerblade stopped instantly, and my knee did not. So we have to get a little surgery going next week, but it's okay. I'm just fine. No huge damage. It's just going to take a little time to heal.
Yeah, could have been a much worse injury,
Yes.
but I mean, still a fracture is a bad thing, but like,
Yeah.
it could have been worse. So we're all happy that it's nothing more
Thanks.
serious than this at the moment.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys and all the support that the staff has been giving me here behind the scenes. Our production staff was incredible. They came and picked me up today to help me get there.
Also, a lot of free coffee as well.
I get a lot of free coffee, and
bring
this
it out.
is here we go. We got some free coffee here. I love it. Everybody doing a really nice job helping me. All the support on Twitter and throughout all social media. I really thank you guys
shout
a
out
lot.
shout out to the production, Nice Game TV.
Yes. These guys are killing it for us right now. Really, really doing a great job. Can't say enough about this. As we just gotta probably remake the lobby, I suspect, based on the timing of everything.
Like the delay looks like there is a problem, so we're gonna have a little bit of a technical difficulties, which isn't too much of a difficulty. We can definitely cover it.
No, yeah, of course. And you know what? I liked it last time we did this when we had a bit of a technical delay. We threw it over to chat to give us some questions. I thought we had some good ones. So if you guys have questions in the chat, we've got it up here.
Ask us anything.
Yeah, you can
Round
ask
two.
us whatever you're curious about, whatever's going on. You want to know how the weather is in Seoul? Well, it was raining when I got here. It just started to rain, so more rain in Seoul.
More rain. But in the meantime, I was watching the APAC series, the APAC Showdown, APAC Charity Showdown, my bad. But oh my god, Archangel Predators. Like, I've never heard of any APAC team, or specifically a Philippines team, just coming in top of the board. So what's up with them? Like, have you ever heard about that team?
So Archangel Predator has consistently been like one of, if not the best teams in the Philippines, but they're kind of like get to big stages and it just doesn't look like they're kind of the same. But finally, they've kind of started to figure out their play style and everything. Really have a lot of confidence in themselves. I saw their rotations are much better. Their team fighting has always been pretty good. Like, their individual skill is quite good, but now they're really starting to put the whole package together.
But, guys, we are going to be moving into match number 2 of the day. Again, Miramar. We're going to have 3 Miramars today and the day later on Sunday. We did have 3 Erangels in the first week. We're going to have 3 Miramars this time for the second week. We're going to be listening on to these Korean players. I don't think you guys will understand. I can, though.
No, I stopped letting them talk because we don't have subtitles for it. So I'm just going to let it go as, yes, indeed. Big shout out to Patrick. He always knows everything about the Asia region. So I see that in chat. I feel you guys. He is a encyclopedia of knowledge for sure. as the plane path here, again, a fairly fair plane path because we're just kind of 45-degree angle in it.
Just crossing right through the center here. We're going to be seeing LYG dropping and Infantry dropping towards the south. Elemental Mystic, I think they're going to go back up north, looks like. Like for them, they don't care which map it is. They just want to go up north somehow.
That's all that matters. It's just they're the kings of the north. This is always Element Mystic's MO from the get-go.
That's why there's a joke.
They're the Starks of PUBG, man. They just are always up there.
That's why Korean viewers, they always joke about how Elemental Mystic, they are being sponsored by North Korea.
Oh, come on now. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. But 4 a.m. back towards Hacienda. A good place, but I think the compounds in Hacienda, like it's quite similar to where Sun Sister and which team was it? Infantry, was it? Having a toe-to-toe 4-on-4 fight back in the second day. You remember on Miramar?
Yes. It was somewhere up around this area because Sun Sister goes San Martin, and they were rotating out of it somehow and kind of bumped heads. Somehow Sun Sister just always seems to find themselves in the path of another team when they're rotating early on. It's been a real struggle for them to find open lanes to get where they would like to go in the circles. So we'll see what they've got in store for us. It has been a struggle for the Japanese teams as of late. Detonation Gaming doing a little bit better than Sun Sister, but overall they just seem a little bit lost in these lobbies, which makes me quite sad because the Japanese teams really try really hard, of course. The game is actually quite popular in Japan. They have a huge following. I'm always rooting for those guys. I'm always talking to some of the Japanese players and coaches and people that work inside of PUBG behind the scenes. I went to Japan earlier this year for vacation before the whole COVID-19 thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I visited the PUBG Japan store, which had just sick stuff to buy there, man. I spent I'm not even kidding, I spent like $300 in their store.
But we're going to be looking towards LYG here, doing a little bit better coming into Miramar. But just before the screen swapped, we saw all three players, all top three players on the killer ranking are from Tiamba, TNTN, M200. God, what are these people, you know? Like, you can see right now, TNTN, Lin Shun, and M200 just drawing themselves on the leaderboard here.
It's just not even fair. I mean, just when you have a team, usually like one or two players on a team will get hot, but the whole team gets hot. I mean, just an absolute nightmare for every other team in this. And then you got Tian Tian, who has proven to be a master of navigating cities by himself. Apparently, he's just really good at that because that's what we've seen a couple times. And so I bet he's just sitting here going, let's just do some more city finishes. That's fine. I don't mind that.
So we did have a bit, not exactly an Pozo ending, but it was a pretty decent Pozo finish in a sense. It did include half of the left side of Pozo in the final circle. And coming into the current circle of this match, well, I'm devoted towards Picado finish. Yeah. I'm devoted towards Picado finish. Well, it could be a caster's jinx, but yeah, you never know, right?
Gen G fans are looking for that. That is for sure. I've seen this before. If this circle ends up anywhere within like 300 meters of Picado, you basically give Genji a win because they really know how to navigate that area very effectively. Even if it keeps a lot of Picado in it, they do a great job of like blocking other teams out, not really losing a lot of members. And then if they have to leave, they're usually kind of in the most advantageous position.
I betcha, dude, like Genji players, they can farm just as if they didn't have blindfolds on with a blindfold on when they're farming Picado. So I bet you on that for sure. But nonetheless, we're going to be looking over towards Elemental Mystic. They were smiling a little bit last match, and they are also capable. They did show they were able to take the chicken dinner on the first week. So coming to second week as well, it's very possible. Kinch. Just on that buggy. I don't like buggy. I don't know why the wheels are always so out wide open that it's so vulnerable to be popped. At the same time, the player sitting in the back, he's just gonna be a meat shield. You can't do much about it.
Yeah, it's way worse on Erangel than on Miramar. At least on Miramar, it does well off road. But yeah, it is just it's you would much rather have the Bronco.
You remember
any situation.
If you remember the old vehicles, like the buggy was able to climb like a 90-degree hill, 90-degree angle cliff with no problem. But after the patch, the buggy did take a nerf. So
I mean, I remember in the very early days of Korean competitive PUBG when I first started casting, the motorcycles were crazy. The players were so good with the motorcycles, they had to nerf them because they had to nerf the amount of them and kind of make them a little worse because the players were just doing such nutty stuff. One player in particular that I think of off the top of my head is Star-Lord, who was a god with the motorcycles. Just absolutely could go anywhere, anytime, and opened up some really interesting rotations for his team because of it.
And he would do a 10.360 turns with those. But back in those TPP tournament days, I remember there was not a bug, kind of like a buggy play where even if you're driving on like full speed, if you do exit a vehicle and your body has, if your body hits the tree before it hits the ground, you don't take any damage, but the vehicle continues to go at full speed. So that was called the Diva ult, kind of calling up the competitive game here, in a sense. So like in the pickup games, like everyone was doing that. Like everyone was just driving in their dossier. It was only Erngel days, so like they would drive in their max speed. If there's a player shooting at them, they will like turn their handles right away to the direction where the guy is shooting, find the tree, and then just time it right, get off the car, and like not take damage. And while the player who's still shooting at the car moving, take a bullet to the head. So,
right?
Yeah,
Well,
those were some fun days.
I like the name for it more than anything else. But we're still, the thing is this circle of guys has all land in it, and it's all like basically playable land. There isn't really much. This is basically about the most generous circle you can have. I say that Detonation Gaming White thinks they have a safe rotation. Tianba has set up a bit of a trap. Now, it isn't a great angle for Lin Shun, but he is going to be able to give the information over to the other members of Tianba if they so choose.
Oh! Tian gonna spray. Not gonna hit any headshots, unluckily. But I think he does here Gokuri. But he's also gonna be safe. Just placing himself over the hill as well. So, that's
no,
four.
Roll it.
Okay,
He's got it.
I'll give him 3 points for that.
The judge over here from Korea, a little bit stingy, but no, it wasn't. No, it's all right.
You can't be generous in these moments, but nonetheless, Detonation Gaming White, although was a little bit shaky, will be able to put themselves out of an itchy situation with no loss.
Yeah, no, this is fine here, more or less potentially. I don't know about Silver though. No. He doesn't know because Lin Shun never gave away his position. That's an open air Murado. Is it going to be a finish? He's so weak. It's going to be an explosion. And down goes, what was this? Oh, this is a different vehicle. They cut to another one here quick on us. That was a whole nother Detonation Gaming White vehicle. They lose 2 members in that one. I think Silver got taken down as well.
Not like this.
That was a rough cut on us there.
Not like this. But Tian, he's just going to be waiting right at the edge of the road and will be able to blow the vehicle off. So that's a pretty decent play by Tianba. Already picking up 2 kill points.
You're seeing
these guys just going crazy into this.
Well, you're seeing a lot of teams these days start to gatekeep. If they drop Impala, they gatekeep this road on the east because for a long time it had been a relatively safe rotation. Right. Now, a lot of teams in the world are starting to capitalize on that fact, get some points where teams think they can just cut across you like it's a Sunday morning drive, and it is in fact not. We're going up Northage. A little bit of Picado still in this one for sure, but maybe we're getting a Picado Mountain area finish. That's always a really exciting finish. I find to be one of my absolute favorite areas. There's so much interesting terrain to work with over there. Even if you're on the low ground, you still have a pretty good chance if you can outshoot your opponents. So really looking forward to this. If it does end up going there, it might not. It could still go east, more into that open kind of dead zone between La Bendita and Picado.
And the mountain areas, you got third parties left and right, so that's also quite interesting and fun to watch. Having the player on the observation just dying like flies, like going out every second. But nonetheless, we're going to be looking towards Gen G here. Loki rotating through. Then he just dodged the push from infantry, luckily with a couple seconds difference here. And now Pio wants the safety motorcycle. Can he get it inside the doors? That's the real question we have.
He should be fine. It should be no problem unless somebody just he gets unlucky and just domes him off the top of it. Fia-chan up over. L-Stars looking around, looking to see what he can hear. Here goes Tianba. They find Sungjong in a buggy. They're going to get out, take some shots. I think Sungjong's okay. I think he's all right.
He's definitely good. He's definitely fine. Lynch just getting off the vehicle like bloodthirster already. Like is gonna take a couple more shots, almost taking the tire out. So that's a little lucky for Sungjang to just get out of here. But I want to talk about the old vehicles, like like back in the days, the vehicles would just glitch so easily that you would explode in wherever you land your car at. Like you could explode by having your car glitch in the ground, like a flat ground.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Oh, it was wild, dude. You just kind of, you think about the vehicle in the wrong way and it makes you pay. It just is like, you're like, well, if I hit this little angle at a funny direction and speed, and then boom, you're dead.
L-Star is gonna moving in towards Sun Sisters are holding on to at this compound. Candice is gonna open up here. Not gonna connect as the door did give him enough bulletproof function here. But Candice taking a couple more bullets. I think he's scared to peek again. The nade so close to getting inside that compound. Candice dodges it with a couple lucky movements he had. And now WMB looking towards pushing for the flank. Faye is watching from behind, but he does take a little bit of beatdown. Not going to peek once again. The nade goes in, but little does he know, Candice is already out from the compound.
Yeah, this is nice little, some fancy footwork here from Gadkazu to get outside of this. The rest of Sun Sister does have some overwatch on him, the ones that are over there. I think they're doing a 2-2 split, so Candice has got to be really careful. This is where Sun Sister gets in trouble. Oh, it's a 3-1 split, excuse me. This is where SST gets in a little bit of trouble, is when they get in fights early on, they get too cautious, or they don't get cautious. They kind of get trapped in these bad situations. Curzon, meanwhile, in a bit of a duel with Element Mystic over by Hacienda. Grenade bouncing up and in. That's going to force him out, but he is able to get through. A little bit behind on that spray was Kinch.
I think Elemental Mystic wants to pick up the fight. All of their members rotating inwards. Something gonna take a couple shots, but in the meantime, Sun Sister is losing most of their members. Fiashin does go out, so that's gonna be too many for them. But nonetheless, we're gonna be looking back towards Elemental Mystic. All of their members all quite well spread out in the compound. Call it Curzon, they're gonna have to back out, otherwise it's gonna be a wipe easy.
Yeah, you would imagine that these two teams would kind of butt heads eventually. They both like to come in from the north. They're trying to play it safe as long as possible. Now we're finally seeing it. There we go. Opening knock from Maknae onto PH111. Looking over to another member. Is he going to get a double here? He is. Maknae doing a great job finding a couple members onto Curzon. So far, advantage Element Mystic.
Elemental Mystic, they pick up fights when they want to. They're not scared of anything, and that's PH111 flushed out by Maknae. Maknae has been performing great.
He's incredible. Close range, again, like under one of those players that's really good close range. Maknae's sniping, nothing to like scoff at either. He's quite good at that. What is the plan here for Martin Chun and DA? I don't know. They're stuck on the patio chairs because apparently patio chairs are bolted to the ground in competitive PUBG. They are objects that do not like to move. Those are some heavy-duty ones. You can't get those at Walmart, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's what I'm talking about. If you sit at the back of the buggy, Shears is becoming a meat shield. Taking a dash at Kiravi on the chase. We're looking at some GTA actions right now. Elemental Mystic wants to finish Curzon off. Kiravi, while shooting, is going to place himself at the other side of the compound, taking a little third-party damage, almost going down 35 HP, but he will be able to put himself inside a house and heal off. But DA and Martian Chun, they know this. They're going to push. Little does he know, Martian Chun is on the push, and that's going to be Kiravi going down. So a little unlucky there for Kiravi. He did have to take a heal, so...
Well, that was a bit of an ego push there from Kiravi.
Yeah.
I mean, he was trying to box in Element Mystic, and unfortunately for him, 4AM was looking over it. Now, he should know that. Ooh. You're in a bad situation. And speaking of bad situations, Detonation Gaming gets wrecked by Tianba. This is just a masterclass by Tianba. They find a team and they stick to them like glue. They don't let you get away, and they just rip you apart. Meanwhile, PO's getting found out by GEX. Oof. That is one of those things that from time to time you see with PO where he just gets a little too far out and pays the price for it.
This is the downside of 1-3. Like, okay, like you can gather good information, quality information, and you are able to have most of your members stick together, so the battle is very possible. But the thing is, the downside of a 1-3 is the one member side. If he gets pushed, there is no way he's going to go out alive, and that's what we exactly saw from PO and GEX. Loki does take down Yan Lee, so this might be possible for Gen G here. Mao Ye does take a peek, and Loki is there to finish it off, but Mao Ye will punish Loki for peeking out wide. Nonix comes in hot, but that's going to be it. GEX taking out Gen G, 14th place, so that is just unfortunate.
this is not looking great for Gen G to start the games today. Again, they just look a little off balance. PO goes down early. They get kind of over-aggressive on a GX, who is dug in very well on the edges of power grid and that kind of area. So great job by them. Ooh, my word. M200, you find under. By the way, I caught it in the kill feed that OGN took down infantry. So this might be a third party. The information may have been given away here as to what OGN was doing. So they are not interested in continuing that fight. They do not like their position, and I don't blame them. They're just going to peace on out because the circle did shift hard to the east.
In the meantime, Curzon and Elemental Mystic will continue to brawl. I don't think no one will get out from the situation until one team gets completely eliminated. In the meantime, Indigo in the car will take a headshot from Yacha, and that's going to be an easy kill for Quadro. Sungjang just left there unknowing, going like, oh, what am I doing? And he's going to have to find a place to place himself inside. But Yacha doesn't want that to happen. It is going to spray the car down, and Yoke is out wide, and that is going to be the vehicle blown up. Sungjang going nowhere, but will end up in a point zone for Quadro.
Yeah, this is not going well once again for Entus. The circles continue to shift away from them. Usually they play really well in this part of the map, but this time doesn't seem to find favor. Here we go. EM and Curzon finally kicking it off again as the rest of EM is trying to get through here. Oh, no! Flat-footed is Lash trying to prep the grenade. He pays the price for it. Can Maknae and Kinch save him?
DA just doing his own DA things will find a lucky kill, peeking down at the right timing. Maknae, though, he's going to be waiting at the doors. Going to take DA down to super low HP, and it's going to be disengaged just for now as DA has to heal off. Maknae not going to heal himself off, but Yo, where did he go down? I think Tian from up top did take a down onto Yo, and the nade not close to finish off, but in the end, the M4 is there. DA, though, he's going to find the down onto Kinch, just jumping out like a brave man. Not gonna happen. This is not a movie. This is a real game.
Well, if Maknae can do this, it's basically a solo wipe. He's pre-firing like crazy. Here comes up the stairs, and he just doesn't have enough bullets left in the chamber to do the job that he needs to do. Martian Chun is knocked, but DA there, what a play from him onto Element Mystic. Absolutely juking and jiving all over them. He just puts his foot on their throats.
Oh, he was peeking out left, peeking out right, peeking second floor, peeking first floor outside the door. He was everywhere. He was going fast as furious. But nonetheless, we're gonna be looking towards Tiamba. Rest of the member Lorena and Lin Shun will be rotating into the circle. Looks like Tiamba didn't want to move themselves inside the center circle, but rather play on the edge, pick up more kill points as their last match was a little bit unsatisfying in a sense, since I mean, they did pretty good, but for Tiamba, like, I don't think they think their good performance is a good performance for them in their thoughts.
Yeah, no, with the way they're playing right now, I don't think anything short of a win is good enough. I mean, they're just absolutely crazy. They've got a bit of room to work with on the southern part of the circle. A couple teams up ahead of them, potentially. Quadro was putting some shots down on them, but that revealed their location to L-Stars, who now is seeing if they can get a knock or something going. Already 4 kills for Quadro. We saw them get someone to OG and Entus. And, you know, again, it is this time Renba's got 1, Yacha's got 1, D-Lax has got 1. Yowuk had 1 as well, but he's going to go down. L-Star's already with 3, so decent kills for both of these teams as we're just going dead center. This is going to be an interesting one if it goes right in the middle of this. That is a very flat circle.
In the meantime, Sun Sister gets eliminated by LYG. I think Miramar is definitely the map for LYG to earn those points. Hopefully they can get more points going into Erangel as well, final 2 maps. Hopefully they can place themselves a little bit further into the leaderboard, because going to the final day, they're going to have to gather as many points as possible in today's matches. But nonetheless, 18 seconds till the next phase. Already 32 members are alive. Half people died out. 9 teams remaining.
Well, this one should be pretty challenging for Tianba. Putting some shots over to Quadro, but Quadro, I think, can get behind that little hill there for now. Some more shots ringing out as Quadro is just trying to edge their way over onto the western part of the circle. Tian still looking over there, just hoping that somebody will kind of maybe try to ego peek him a bit, see if he can make them pay for it. Rush B Gaming, there's so many teams around here. You got Griffin, you got 4AM, and they are right in between two very strong teams. The opening down comes from Min Sung on a dab. Gonna finish that one off. Ooh, and there we go. It is gonna be Two Hearts gonna help him.
This is the Griffin we want to see and we want to watch, and this is our favorite moments of Griffin when they pick up fights and just go in like a madman and take the kills. And Griffin, with all 4 members alive, looks like Asura almost going down though, but all 4 members alive. This might be the match for Griffin to go for the win here. They have a pretty decent circle composition as well. Now Tiamba just placing themselves inside the circle. M200 looking towards where Griffin is holding on to. Not going to spot anyone out as there is a terrain height difference we have.
Yeah, so this is Tianba doing a good job taking advantage of the fight going on, using it to rotate up and into the circle, at least for now. Two Heart taking a bit of damage. Gonna just go ahead and rest up and get that first aid going. Although Rush B Gaming, you can see them over there. You know, Two Heart's kind of wary of what's going on. They know they're up there. They've been fighting them for quite a while. LYG does end up finishing out Curzon, but what a job by DA there against Element Mystic. That is some very, very fancy stuff from him.
LYG picking up kills onto Curzon will move themselves up to 81 points, taking the 3rd spot here. But you never know, the placement points are also going to be added after the match is ended. Pow Pow is going to rotate himself in towards the circle as well. The squad of RBG, 3 members live and well, and that might not just be enough to push off all the teams having 4 members strong. Spear taking his shot onto Renba. Quadro losing a member, not just yet.
Yeah, we're going to find out another circle as the battle starts to go between 4AM, RGB, and Griffin. Griffin has the circle right now. They're ahead of RGB and 4AM. Tianba's starting to inch their way over as well, seeing if they can find any bits and pieces to pick up and add to their monumental lead they already have. 4AM, this is tough for them. I think they might try to rotate to the north potentially, but I don't know if they have much to work with. And my goodness, the grenades are on point here for Tianba. Rest in peace, Pow Pow. And then Forever gets in on the action as well. Rush B Gaming, oof, this is not going well. Only 1 member left standing for them.
4AM looking to place themselves inside a circle, and definitely, as you have mentioned, they might be going towards the north here. It looks like they're just gonna play with the edge, but Ghibli though. Ghibli, they've been not having their days, but this match they're gonna have their day. Their compound being at the good bottom circle as well, so they're gonna be able to just watch and just hopefully take a couple shots, take a couple kills while they're all safe inside. So that's very possible. Spear taking shot towards Tianba. I was confused.
Anybody? Yeah,
just like last team. My bad,
Tien, somebody. No, I know.
Yeah.
It's weird because the team name, and then there's one that basically has the team name as his real name.
Bring
All right. Yeah, they're cutting across, throwing some smokes down, and VLG getting a few hits in here and there, peppering them. But there are plenty of smokes available here for Tianba right now to cut off a lot of the angles, along with a little bit of help from some foliage of the trees. This should be A-okay for Tianba. Oh, but Spear's got a decent angle, getting some damage in there. Other members of Tianba trying to cut through. There is a bunch of damage. That's going to be 1 knock. It's going to be Deba from VLG. Spear helping out. M200 goes down. So in transition, Tianba does pay the price.
Tianba though, because they did lose a member, they're gonna take their shot towards 4AM. They're gonna have a slap from VLG, and they're gonna use that anger onto 4AM. So 4AM just going like, "What are you doing? I didn't do anything to you guys." A little sad moment, sad face there. But Hikari already pushed up on the hill, gonna take a couple shots, but not gonna connect onto the head. So that's not gonna connect to a down just yet. But as the circle shift will happen in just 30 seconds, Tianba is gonna be put in a hard rotation.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they are on the edge of the circle. This is what they've been doing a lot, just working the edges, kind of navigating it as a team. D-Lax taking a whole bunch of damage. That is a very red health bar as he moves up to the hill. Here comes a grenade up and over from Lambu. If it bounces far enough, it's going to be good. That is D-Lax knocked, and Lambu's trying to come up. I don't think anyone's going to save the day here. Rest in peace as Lambu wants more. He comes up over the hill, not able to connect those shots.
VLG, all of a sudden, their compound still in the next phase. God, this is so... This circle is just smiling for VLG as two of the members, Lambu and Spear, out wide on top of the mountains, and Hikari looking down towards Tiamba. They have all their angles set. And Yacha will be looking towards All-Stars, and Nate almost taking him down, just taking him down a little bit. And there we go. The Nate popping right up top his face will be it for Yacha.
Really accurate grenades from both VLG and L-Stars there, doing the work to put Quadro out of this game. Luminous Stars Gaming still 4 up, 7 kills. This has been a nice little round for them. 4AM had to go for a shack on the north side. Didn't really have any other better options. It was a very, very difficult shift for this 4AM team, and you can see Tianba taking a lot of advantage of it, as it's also going to be L-Stars getting involved. I think this could potentially be the end of the day for 4AM. Fire all around them. Lin Shun trying to poke at the toes, but actually isn't able to find anything just quite yet, and that's going to open up Tianba to a little bit of hurt themselves.
Tian going out from Blue Zone, Lorena taking a beatdown from WMB. So suddenly, Tiamba's lost almost all of its members. Lin Shun, the last one to be surviving. I think Lu wants to just get out from this, but I think he's going to burn out. The spray down from Lu will take a revenge onto Lin Shun. But Lu, I don't think he has a no way in to the next phase. Carl is going to be there, take the shots. He's going to be prone down, but little did he know the head's going to peek out from the terrain. So unfortunate for 4AM, but hey, they did pick up 3rd spot, and they did take Tiamba out from the game before they did, so all good for them.
Well, here we go. This is phase 7, 2 teams, 8 alive, so a 4v4 to cap this game number 2 off. Let's see what they can do. Good shooting here from Lambo. Can he get a knock? No, almost does. It is so close onto Monsters. Here come the grenades. See if they can capitalize it. He knows he's lit. He's telling it to his teammates, but able to get behind the smoke, get the first aid off is Monsters. So he is A-okay. You can see 3 members of L-Stars getting up and over. They're going to get a knock on the Lambu, but that should be resable for VLG.
Lambu will take a res. L-Stars members just pushing hard, but Spear is there to hold it off, but he does take a bit of damage, so he has to back off. Monsters peeking out wide will connect those spray downs, and that's going to be Deva and Lambu going down. L-Star suddenly looking so good into this battle. Monster going in brave, and he does spot out 2 players. Not going to take his shots just yet. I don't think he has a nade either.
Oh, this is not looking good for VLG. Hikari trying to hold the angle on the side. Monster still pushing up and over. Gonna finish off those 2 knocks. Spear can't connect anything himself. He is trying to do everything he can to hold on. Is there some magic here for VLG? Up and over. He can't get the knock. Oh, he thought he had it. He didn't. L-Stars takes game number 2.
L-Stars. That was such a good push from them. They did take out Lambu, and oh, I have nothing else to say, but it was some top-notch push you could observe from any pro league of PUBG.
They got the initial knock, and they knew that the thing in 4v4 is when you have the knock, you basically put the other team in a really bad position. If they go for the res and you're aggressive, all of a sudden it's a 2v4. So you're giving yourself really good numbers situations, and as long as you don't lose a player on the flank along the way, you can just kind of bully your way through, and that's exactly what we saw from Luminous Stars game.
That's just abiding to the Lancaster's law. You know, having more people, obviously, with the guns, it adds up to it.
Simple math.
Simple math.
That was a fun one. I'm really enjoying these games here on Miramar, and as we find out, we've got another one. Again, the story of this tournament, guys, has been Tianba. They continue to just rack up points all over the place. This time they're, not one of the last 2 teams alive, but whatever. One more game here on Miramar. Match number 3 coming up. Stay tuned, guys, as the PCS rolls along.
is an SLR. What are you trying to achieve here? Run him over.
Sports Guide Any of Weekly PCS. PCS Charity Showdown finally kicked off last week. Hope you guys enjoyed events. I can describe the last week of PCS Charity Showdowns, and it was the rebellion of underdogs. Strong teams, as well known, kinda struggled from all APAC, Asia, and Europe regions since unexpected teams topped the list. APAC region made a start of PCS Charity Showdown on May 14th. Myth, consisting of Thailand superstars, got on the top for the first day, showing off their strong performances. On the second day, Archangel Predator, the only team from Philippines, showed their strength from a tremendous rise. Archangel Predator played PUBG professionally since 2018 and did pretty well in regional leagues, but they had no chance to compete in global events. However, they showed their strong performances and possibility in the global scene, earning 68 points with 3 chicken dinners in one day from their first global event. Division X Gaming and Golden Cat, ranked 2nd and 3rd, are chasing tight with the stable performances on both days. They have very tight points gaps in each other. The current leaderboard will fluctuate for sure. Please watch this week's game to see if Archangel Predator maintains its place or the new contender arises. A lot of PUBG sports fans expected PCS Asia Charity Showdown would be the most competitive region. Korea and China especially are always strong in global events, and 3 teams are from PGC top 4 teams. To our surprise, 2 teams from the first time of participating in global competitions took the first and the second in PCS Asia Charity Showdown Day 1 and 2. First, Team Kherson finished first on the first day, winning the very first chicken dinner. Everyone was surprised because the team wasn't classified as a strong team. But what's more surprising is that Team Kherson is an amateur team consisted of office workers and students. The second day was Tiamba, and Tiamba. All 4 members were fragging out, scoring 79 points for 2 chickens. Shockingly, it is their first time in global competition. However, their strong performance originated from winning various third-party events in China. They also ranked in 3rd from the latest PCL. Gen.G, one of the strongest teams in PUBG esports, seemed having a hard time on the first day after the fight over South George against Tiamba Gaming. However, they could come back with the stable performance as usual on the second day, showing various super plays. Even though they had no chicken yet, we all know that Gen.G always explodes at the end. 134 points with 85 kills in 10 matches? This is indeed a remarkable record. Will there be a dramatic reverse in day 3 and 4? Well, sports have no script, so let's see how it goes on PCS Asia Charity Showdown this week. The PCS Europe Charity Showdown kicked off with the group stage last Friday. Omakin Sports won the first chicken and took 82 points on the first day. Even on the second day, they showed decent performances and finished up to the first with 125 points total. Even though they've performed well in early 2020, like in GLL, they couldn't make it to PGS Berlin. However, they've bolstered their roster by adding Gemty, so PCS Charity Showdown could be their turning point. Tempest, who earned the spot by winning EU West qualifiers, finished second with 118 points, winning 4 chicken dinners. Europe's top dog, FaZe Clan, finished first on their first day, but seemed to slow down the next day. However, in the final match, they won 18 kills chicken and finished third with 115 points. What a FaZe Sunday! There will be a group stage week 2 this week. We will see which teams will advance to the final. 16 teams are finally all set for PCS North America Charity Showdown, which starts this week. Along with 8 teams who made it to PGS Berlin Americas qualifiers, The rest of the 8 teams were decided through the round of 16 qualifiers last weekend. PCS North America Charity Showdown will be held for 4 days from May 21st, so don't miss it. Here's the broadcasting schedule for the second week of PCS Charity Showdown. PCS Charity Showdown for all regions will be provided with English broadcasts through Play Battleground Twitch and PUBG Esports YouTube channels, and also various languages in each regional channel. So stay tuned! I'll be back with the next weekly PCS. Bye!
Is an SLR. What are you trying?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to PCS Asia Charity Showdown. It's 2020. We're through a couple games. I think we got one more Miramar to go here, Bench. Sorry, I'm a little off kilter here, guys. Again, I'm paper thin. This is Bench. Found out last night that my knee is, in fact, paper thin as well, so I have to kind of give it some ice and some love here as I wait to get surgery next week. But no big deal. Everything should be fine, everybody, as this has been a really fun event so far. Again, below, guys, there's some donation buttons down there. Give those a click. Give us some love. All for a good cause. You know, the winning teams get to pick where it goes. But it all goes towards, I believe, COVID-19 relief. So one way or another, you're doing a good thing, helping out the world.
Make sure you press that donate button, and if you have a couple cents lying in your PayPal, I'm saying this over and over again, but if you have any cents to spare, please do. It's for the good deeds. It will be added to the money that's gonna be going in to the charity donation as well. So that's all gonna be that. But in the meantime, yeah, we did go through 2 maps of Miramar. We're gonna have 1 more of Miramar as we are switching things over from 3 Erangels to 3 Miramars. So we have 1 more match of Miramar to go, and we will have 2 Erangel matches to finish up the day. But we do have Sunday coming up in just 2 days, and that's the final day of this Asia Charity Showdown. So we're gonna be looking up towards the leaderboard here.
Well, somebody needs to start challenging this Tianba team. 13 points, that's not a win, but it's too many. They just keep pushing further and further ahead. This rock up this hill, it looks like they're going to crest it pretty soon and just send it down on top of the other teams. As L-Stars has a really good round for themselves, finally seeing signs of life out of them. 4AM having 2 good Miramars back-to-back there, just kind of put in a sticky situation towards the end of the northern part of the circle. VRLU Ghibli has been in it both games, kind of towards the end at least, like showing top 8 performances, getting some kills. So it's nice to see them starting to kind of right the ship as we look over to the leaderboard. Yes, indeed, your eyes do not deceive you. Tianba has crested 101 kills in 12 games. They're averaging almost 10 kills a game. That is absolutely nuts.
Is this a pro lobby, or is this like a pickup game lobby? What am I watching? What am I watching? But nonetheless, Ghibli still showing signs of life in them. Like a little bit of a beeps there going on, but
yeah,
just not enough as they're gonna be ranked 13th. But we're gonna be looking over towards the cameras of the Korean players and Gen.G. A little bit not too happy for them for their results, being booked out from the 3rd spot, being on the 4th as LYG takes over.
Yeah, I think maybe there needs to be a little bit of fire lit underneath OGN here. Get something, you know, whether it be through their play or through their coach or through their team leader Sungjang. Try to get something just kind of built, get some kind of energy inside of them. Today, the energy has been there for some of these Korean teams. Has not been there for Gen.G, I would say, or... no, I just blanked on this team. OGN, Griffin, kind of, but not really. The first game was not good for them. So some of these Korean teams, I think, are feeling a little bit of the pressure for being the top region in the world last year. They want to continue that. So far, it has not been the case.
But we are going to be moving into match number 3, another map of Miramar. And once again, Paperthin is a little disappointed that Miramar is over for the day after this.
Yeah,
but
I am.
We are going to see some quality action as we did observe the final battle of last match. L-Star just going in like a madman, just pushing after they take a down. Like, they're not scared to go in.
No, these Chinese teams are not scared. I will say that. That is something that I have noticed from watching them is if they feel like they can win a fight, they will take it. They will throw everything they have at it. They will not back off. And that's what you got to love about the Chinese players is their complete reckless abandon sometimes that makes for just insanely exciting competitive PUBG. This plane starting right over the islands, heading up to the northwest. So,
Pretty
island circle.
pretty
Island
fair
circle?
play too. It could be an island circle. I mean, if
I
it's an
finally got
island
one the
center-
other day when I was casting with Porosaurus. I had never had
Nice.
one. It was in the Onslaught League, I think.
Okay.
And so I was really excited. He was not.
There are preferences between the casters as well. So, but nonetheless, Ghibli, as they are performing a little better, I think it was. I'm gonna blame their lights. They had their lights turned off most of the times in the first week, but finally we are able to see the boys in the dark coming out as boys in light. So
I like it.
That's
Like
good
it.
for them.
Yeah, it's none of this Batman stuff. Let's let's be more like Superman here, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of how I've envisioned that. Like, you know, he's the dark hero and then the light hero is Superman. So I don't know if there's anything quite like that in Marvel. There wasn't like that dichotomy, that strict difference between like two heroes that I can think of off the top of my head quite like that.
Batman versus Superman. That was All-Stars versus, what was it?
VLG.
VLG, yeah. But Lambo's still on the shoot here. He's going to take his time. All the time he wants.
He's got all the time in the world. Go do a lap around the loop-to-loop there. No problem. Circle.
Hard south.
Yeah, well, not hard south, but south. It's not as it's actually fairly similar to our circle from the last game.
Yeah.
There isn't a ton that's different about it.
Los Leones?
Maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, we had one city finish today. Why not go for a twofer?
And Leonis is pretty fun as the terrain up top. You know, the two what do you call it? Sticks or big ass pipes, like.
Oh
that
yeah.
terrain, yeah. Just above Los Leones. So if
I think
by
they're
any
silos?
silos, yes, silos. That's the term. But
I think that's the right word for those. I actually am terrible with this. We're like, I don't know what these buildings are actually called in real life.
Yeah.
Like in the water treatment facility, there's those big chemical containers or oil drums, or I don't know what those are, but it's a water treatment facility, so they can't be oil drums. What do I call those? Everybody has their own kind of funny
call-outs for it.
Yeah, every region has different names for stuff too. Like one that comes to mind for me, for example, like Koreans have a lot of interesting kind of Korean type names, of course, for stuff on the maps, particularly on this one, the island circles, which I mentioned earlier. They call them Dokdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. You know, an island that's kind of got some infamy in history in Korea. So just kind of interesting that they name things based on their culture, their location, and I think that's really that's information that I like to hear. Like I would love to hear like what Chinese players call things, what Japanese players call things. All that stuff would be great.
In the meantime, Tian with those fists out, not gonna let go of the first spot of the kill ranking here. He just wants to stay up top. He wants more kills. He's definitely thirsty of blood here, and definitely he's been delivering more kill points than ever towards Tiamba.
I don't know what else to say anymore. It's just we're a broken record because we have to talk about them. They're on screen all the time. They're killing people all the time. It's the Tiamba show right now, and we are all just witnesses to one of the best performances you're ever going to see in a big international PUBG tournament on a stage like this, in a situation like this, against teams like this. You can't say enough about them right now. Entus, on the other hand, this has not been their tournament. One of the worst tournaments that I can remember for OGN so far in a while. There's always a chance. OGN is a team that they're usually a good Miramar team, but they're also a team that can kind of pick it up as the tournament goes on. They tend to learn from their mistakes well, learn from what the other teams are doing well. So I wouldn't be too surprised if coming into tomorrow, or excuse me, Sunday, not tomorrow, Sunday, guys, Sunday, that they find something and, you know, at least give us a show.
So now it's awkward to see Tiamba not pick up less than 5 kills, or come in like top placements. So now they definitely has built an idea of what they are and who they are and what they're capable of inside our heads. And, you know, like, this might be possible also. Like, will they be able to break the record of 150 kills in a tournament, or 200 kills even, like, if they start just going in crazy?
Well, okay, 200 would be...
I mean,
that would be so unreal that I don't know that anybody would ever replicate that again.
Yeah.
In competitive PUBG.
Oh.
It's one of those feats where, yeah, in 20 games, you're averaging 10 kills a game. That's like, you can do it in 5 games. I've seen it in 10. In 20, it's hard to maintain that level of consistency.
Yeah, especially coming into pro level. Every other players, they know this as well, and they are also top level players. So, Tiamba, it might be hard, but, you know, there could be a record-breaking happening too. So there's a chance for that.
Ooh, some long-range shots from under. We talked him up as a close-range kind of guy, landing a couple dinks with that SLR. I just would like to point out that I've been seeing a little bit of the chat banter here and there.
MK14.
There you go. That's what you want for Quadro. Yes, indeed. The Korean observers, especially early game, really like to use third-person perspective, even though we are all playing in first-person perspective. Of course, FPP is the only method that we play competitive PUBG anymore. There is no other. Nothing else exists. But the reason the Korean observers like it is because they feel like it builds more of a story early on. They really like to kind of show the whole situation as much as they can. Then later on, they'll kind of move more towards first-person perspectives as the game gets a little more tight. This is definitely kind of like a thinking man's first-person shooter, right? You got to be very aware of so many different things going on in this game. It is so complicated. Speaking of Indigo, there you go. That was just, I mean, there was just nothing that Lambu could do. He had no hope.
Lambu just walked into the mouth of Indigo, and that's going to be an easy kill. And Long here just going to be waiting. Going to stand up and take the spray down onto PH111. And that's going to be Curzon losing a player. Wayless as well will take a good spray down onto Martian Chun. Curzon all of a sudden losing 2 players. And now, where is the rest of Curzon? DA pushing in with the car. He has another player in the compound. But this is not possible for Curzon anymore as 4AM players are holding all up top. Wayless landing those good shots. Very, very close for a headshot. I think that might have been a headshot too.
It was close. It might have been an X shot. It did some damage, that's for sure. Really, that's going to be a finish there as well for the Wayless. And something NDA, let's see if they can pull some rabbits out of their hats. Once again, we saw it earlier with DA. Though. Great positioning here by Forever. Look at where he is. Look at what he can see. This could be the end for Team Curzon. The crisscross of fire rains down upon him. DA hoping beyond hope that he can get out. He might just be able to do it.
DA just hoping and praying to God that he just gets out alive, and he does indeed. The God responds to him, thankfully God. But DA, he's the only one alive for Curzon, and all of a sudden, being the top teams to being the single member team here, not so great. But Sun Sister is going to be creeping up behind VLG here. Faye and Crazy Sam all ready to peek out in time. Deva running up cross, and that'll give enough sound cues for VLG to peek out. Crazy Sam all ready to take the spray down and does take a couple shots. Not going to land well, and Deva does go down to Candice, so that's lucky.
Yeah, that was a really nice spray actually by Crazy Sam. Getting a nice headshot in there. Really good recoil control on that. Now we're going to see if the VLG guys can get out of here. Finally, Sun Sister, this is a successful trap they sprung. They got 2 members underneath VLG without them knowing, sent a vehicle in as distraction, get the location of the VLG guys, pounce on them, get a kill, get a point, get the location, and it's going to be this time a Korean team licking their wounds against the Japanese as they might be bumping into Genji.
And then Aqua 5 is there to just make things worse for Ghibli. But in the end, they're going to be able to move themselves into a compound. Don't know if they want to salvage the cars as Aqua 5 is rotating up towards the mountain. So they're going to have to find a pretty decent angle to park their cars. DA finding a better vehicle than the one he trashed. So that's going to be a long road and long trip for DA to move in the circle. Still in the blue, and the next circle popping up. Los Leones and a bit of Picado.
What have you done to us, Bench? What have you done to us? This is a very dead circle in terms of buildings and compounds available. So this one, I'm going to expect players picked off here and there, but there could be quite a few teams still up and running once this one is all said and done. We'll see how bad it shifts. If it shifts off of both Picado and Los Leones,
4 a.m.
completely different story.
Sun Sister is looking to take shots on towards 4 a.m. Wayless taking a couple bullets, but not going to be enough as well. The car does blow up, but Wayless does depart in time. And the motorcycle too, that was like sliding and slivering right through the land here. Wayless takes a beat down and down towards Faye as well, and that's going to be 4 a.m. just dipping Wayless, and they're going to book it.
Well, there might be a reposition here from 4 a.m. They might be making it look like they're booking it, and then they re-engage. It depends on exactly what they want to do. They might just try to also kind of encapsulate the Sun Sisters here, which may be what they're doing. This is something 4AM does really well, though. They make it look like they've backed off a fight, and they haven't. They just take better position and continue the fight on their terms instead.
Right. And hence is why Sun Sisters are also pushing and creating more angles here. But now 4AM just decides to back out from this one. And coming into Los Leones, like, I want to see more SWAT actions. You know, just people just, as a squad, just breaking in through doors, breaking people's backs and necks. So some SWAT actions are indeed gonna be there. Hopefully, if the circle does shift towards Los Leones, Crazy Sam running up the hill. Don't know if he will spot any 4AM members, the latest to rotate, but looks like Long's just gonna be in the car and gonna get ready himself to go. So unlucky for Crazy Sam, no pickoffs.
I gotta give the Sun Sisters some credit on their decision making here, not letting themselves get bullied by 4AM, another Mark 14. Jeez, this game is rich for these players. I really want to go back to Sun Sisters, give them some credit on this push by Crazy Sam and their ability to back off 4AM here. This is the right idea. Don't let other teams bully you around. Don't let them back you into corners and be stuck there and just get rained down upon from high ground. Get some flanks, get some angles. This is good movement here from the Sun Sisters.
And now other teams are also noticing that, okay, Sun Sisters did take down a member of 4AM and there's no more casualties coming through. So now other teams are also kind of knowing that, okay, Sun Sisters are definitely putting their work up, so it might not be the best idea to mess with them at this point in game. So that also gives them a little more room to breathe for some Sun Sisters.
Yeah, and this is Crazy Sam doing a nice job. Being cautious, being that forward recon, giving the information to his team on what 4AM is actually doing. And they're going to have to double up on top of a motorcycle. They are in front of the guns of Griffin a bit, but nothing serious happening there as they look like they will find themselves a little two-house compound to be in. Now Gen G is up and over that. They should be able to get in there, but it's not ideal here for 4AM because that motorcycle is done, basically. There's no reason to ever get back on that. It's hard to ride a motorcycle when it's on fire, it turns out, Bench.
And at the same time, Loki took out the tire, so you're going to be driving on a single tire. That's like impossible.
Oh,
but
what are you talking about?
we're going to be seeing the next phase popping up just in a split second here. And where are we going? We're going to be going towards Los Leones.
My word. 2 city finishes in one day. Well, the Posa one was like half a city finish at the very last circle, but
kind of.
Most of it was still city. So yeah, this is going to be nuts once again. I mean, there's so much room, especially inside of Los Leones with all these tall buildings, a lot of space inside to really work with. A lot of times in Los Leones, you'll see 2 teams in the same building for 3 or 4 circles.
Oh yeah, and especially for the high-rise buildings, you're gonna see like 2 teams taking up like the first floor, the other team taking like the 3rd floor, and just looking at the staircase to defend themselves. But Melifo with a great spray down onto Leo. GEX will lose a member, most likely gonna end up in a flush as well. I think the rest of the members are gonna book it. Chai Wei really low, and that's gonna be Entus Songjang to take the kill onto Chai Wei. GEX, their rotation path was just so unfortunate that they had to go through all these shots being fired at them.
All right, there we go, Entus. Let's see if that's the kind of trigger to get you guys up and running. We haven't seen much from you so far this tournament. 2 hearts waiting. He gets some decent damage. Isn't able to control the spray well enough to get...
The car's on fire.
Yeah, but the car, exactly. The car is potentially going to blow here. It does. Griffin is slaughtering the Sun Sisters. I praised them early on, but now the circle moves away from them. Transitions are difficult. Griffin are going to be the ones to wait and lay the trap for them this time.
Fiashin gets toasted. But nonetheless, none of the memes here. Crazy Sam will be able to get inside the circle most likely. Probably the best decision for him to just hold the outer edge here, not going any deeper. DA, what a better vehicle now. This is going to rotate in as well. Hopefully he doesn't get caught off by EM. So he does rotate towards the other side where EM is going towards.
He's still alive, man.
Yeah,
he's doing it.
He's doing it.
Although there's still all 16 teams left,
yeah.
so I don't know how much.
No placement points for that.
What's so sad about this is if DA had made that's not a word, made a way into Los Leones early, he could try to snake it out and get points. The last 2 members of Sun Sister have found Entus trying to see if there's some revenge to be had. Indigo, he's got to get some help quickly unless he can just get the double. There's 1. He isn't going to be able to get 2, and they're going to finish him off. Where is the help here? Entis, you got to get over there. Under, get that grenade in there. It isn't on the right spot. That's your teammate's dead body. They're off of that. See if he could bounce it off the corner of the wall here, he could get these 2 surviving members, but it is going to be a res that comes through for Sun Sister.
I don't think the angle is right for the nade to bounce, but nonetheless, Under could have backed him up, but I think he was thinking a little longer that there might be other players coming from around. Melifo is going to be there to finish Sungjang off. And DA does end up taking a kill onto Kinch, but the action right now is going to be Entis versus Sun Sisters.
I gave Entis so much hope, and then it is all being dashed as 2 different teams have made their way into their compound up on this small hill as it's 4 a.m. and the Sun Sisters. I can see Griffin looking at this as well out in the distance. Tiamba, yep, over on Los Leones. So there is just this is hellacious here for Under and his surviving other member, which is Kale. There we go. Kale, I just saw it.
But that's going to be that, and we're going to be seeing Quadro running into Destination Gaming White. Under does take a down to Crazy Sam, most likely going to be flushing it down, but nonetheless, Destination Gaming White destroying Quadro on the side here. We're not going to be seeing the screen just yet, and we do see it. Gokuri will finish off Renba, and that's going to be 1 member standing alive for Quadro, and Yacha with the molly. He's going to be cooked to death.
Man, that was some nice stuff from Detonation Gaming White. Good to see them coming alive. Again, I'd say my dollars to Donuts, the best team fighting team in Japan. Showing you their why going up against a very powerful Quadro squad. Genji, not much action from them so far, but this is maybe more the style they want to play this game. If they can win this compound here, and looks like they are going to bully EM out of it. There still is 1 member of EM left. Lash, though, he is going to find Pio. Oh no, going out early again here for Genji. It is going to be a revenge found from Loki, but that's the superstar going down early in that vehicle. They have to get out. Oh, it's going to blow up in the face of Kinch. So EM tries to escape right into the jaws of death.
And Maknae, the last one to be alive. He's going to be the anchor, the final anchor for them to pick up more points. And we did see Maknae pull off some crazy stuff back in Erangel. So hopefully he can also deliver the same thing on Miramar as well coming to this match. Now looking over towards LYG, still outside the circle, and Infantry gonna go on towards a push towards All-Stars. Zhao Yang opening up already. All-Stars knowing this push is coming through. They're gonna hold the angles right at the hill, but 2 versus 4, is this possible? Monster is already down to super low HP. Lin taking a spray down to others. Ace smoke not gonna happen, but that's gonna be the right pick. Monsters goes down, but G9 from third party behind will take a good headshot to Lin. Maps that Matt spray down, almost taking the player out here.
Yeah, let's get a good view. I would love to see G9 pop off a little bit. I love watching the bolters. I talk about it all the time. He is pretty much our only consistent bolter in this lobby, so he got a big headshot. Gets a good spray, too. Carrot tries to jump. Not good enough. That's going to be an easy flush for G9 as Rush B looking to maneuver their way, cut off the angles of these other teams trying to find their way through Infantry and LYG. So it's all Chinese team over here on the southwest side.
Chinese clash, showdown, whatever you want to call it. This is a madness. Everyone not backing up. Pow Pow taking the shot towards Maps. Not going to connect them. Maps will punish him for that. And that's going to be crazy 1-1-2. Going out the spray down, though, as Zhao Yang takes the spray down to Migo. That's going to be a flush as well. And now the circle is almost there, up to their back, phase 5. It's going to start to hurt, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is the Infantry we know and love that can take fights anywhere, anytime, and just bully you because they're better. They're just mechanically better. And then that's Longsker making Silver sit down with a very difficult spray to maintain with that 3x at that distance. Not an easy task. And now we're going over to the west. So we are leaving Los Leones finally. And this is looking nice for Detonation Gaming White, winning some big fights there against Quadro to take that compound.
But let's take a look at the lands the players have invested into. Genji, definitely small as Inonix is at the edge, but Loki and Alpha 5 has a pretty wide angle they can look towards and gather information. Infantry at the same time, they are coming in from the edge, but Spear takes down the car from Linshun, and Linshun looking to take the kill. Not going to happen. Spear with the nade up top. Is that going to land? It's going to be huge.
Oh, no, it does land. The rainbow It is going to be a trade in Nox. Oh my goodness, is he going to be down? They're trying to drive in to save their teammate. That's actually a nifty little piece of driving here. It's going to be Hikari and Spear going down, and so does VLG. I mean, that was dangerous there. Great grenade by Spear, but once again, Tiamba, the numbers are just too strong, and they can't hold off.
That was 10 points to Gryffindor for that. Oh, Jesus. Griffin now looking to get themselves inside the circle as well. We'll have to face off Entus, but Entus a little disappointed here that they did lose 2 members. Under and Kale, the last one still alive. But, hey, you have to know that these 2 last members are the best members for Entus. Kale, the youngest and the best. Under, the best close quarter combat fighter here. And Griffin slowly closing in the gap. And does Entus notice this?
Well, I'm not sure. They hear Griffin. They definitely hear them. Are they going to be able to capitalize on it? It's the real question. Again, holding these God compounds, I've talked about this before, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. They're very limited in terms of where you can come from in and out, so it gets really easy to trap people in them. It's very grenadable, as you can see. Those grenades just coming up short. That one's just off of Kale. Wow, he just must have been a millimeter outside of the explosion radius of that one. Asura's going to go for the heal. What is Griffin's play going to be? They are swarming in, and there's the knock on to Kale, so it's just under left for Entus.
Under, what a 2x on his M4 is going to pick towards inside the compound. Not going to happen. Asura just taking Kale and Under left and right, and that's going to be complete clear for Asura here. And Genji, while as they're rotating in, is going to take a bit of beatdown from Detonation Gaming. White Loki going down from Maknae actually from afar. See, this is what I love from Maknae. He's like, even though he's the last one alive, he's not scared to take shots at.
Yeah, Maknae will kind of just go out when he's the last one left for Element Mystic and just try to go ham, get kills, which is what he should do. Goodbye, Genji. The Miramar today for them, absolutely abysmal. That is not what you would expect to see out of them. I mean, Miramar is their weaker map, I would say, of the 2, but still, they're not bad on that map at all. Once again, Circle still favoring Detonation Gaming. White, 4 a.m. They've got a little bit of compound for themselves as well. Everybody else trying to get in. Tiamba just spraying into Griffin. Another G team here as Tian finding some really nice shots. Wow, just like that, Griffin snapped out of this.
And so is Sun Sister snapped out by Lynch. And Tiamba still, they are just consistently taking kills. Like, I don't understand. Like, you just can't be performing like this. You know, like, it's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable that they're performing consistently over 10 games. Over the 10 games and 15 games now for coming into today. So it's going to be that forever. Looking to take the shot onto the final member of Griffin. Minsung does notice that and will be getting himself on the bike to just book it as the circle will start to close in behind. Don't know. Oriana has pretty accurate shots, so it could be Minsung's final destination.
Yeah, Maknae's over here as well. We mentioned him. He is incredible. He's going to back off into the shack without doing a little bit of damage to Minsung at first, though, so not too bad from him. Smoke's coming down here for Minsung. He is still outside of the circle, though. I'm not too sure about him. He might be not long for this particular lobby as Tianma continues to inch their way forward. As Detonation Gaming, by the way, has 10 kills this round, so they're showing some life. They really needed to get it going, and they are.
They can, like, okay, they are performing pretty well in the PJL, and coming into the first couple days of Asia Series Showdown, Destination Gaming wasn't able to take kills and take placement points, but now on to day 2, they're finally doing something. They are killing players that they're running into, so that's good for Destination Gaming White as SES will take down Longsker. The nades will shine from up top. Not going to connect to anyone. Rush B Gaming does notice that 4 a.m. is holding onto the compound, so it's going to be Tiamba. Their turn to push from behind.
Yeah, well, what is Rush B gonna do now? They've got some smoke in front of Long's door, so they can at least push from that angle if they so choose. By the way, Detonation Gaming finishing off Infantry as well. I tell you what, Detonation Gaming, when they get hot, just as good as any other team in this lobby. It's just a matter of putting it together consistently for them. Pow Pow's gonna pop a drink. That's gonna buy Long some time to throw some utility out the front of that door to give him a little bit of help. Buy Forever the chance to potentially come up here, get a flank onto the Rush B boys.
As Long is going to be placed up top on a little box, I think. He's not going to take any molly damage, but forever, he does peek out wide and will be spotted out by G9. The stun grenade coming through. RBG, they're going to throw just one more, and that's not going to be blinding. And Long does take a spray, but the push from RBG was just too strong, and that's going to be 4 AM going into 5th place. Now, 4 teams remaining with 12 players alive, going closer to phase number 8 here, just 30 seconds remaining. Rush B Gaming will take the loot from the dead bodies of 4 AM, you know, refill up those drinks, refill up those nades and smokes, which will be very important coming to the late game.
Yeah, exactly. That's a nice little, chunk of change for them to pick up here as they're, surprise, surprise, Tianba, 4 alive, 4 kills coming into a late game scenario. These guys are absolutely OP, no doubt about it. G9 trying to get that Car 98 to land. Click some heads as there's a molly over there in the back line of Tianba. It's Lin Shun holding that down. Magne's still alive. Don't count him out of anything just quite yet. He does have to go forward as M200 is well aware. Does Magne have any smokes? That's my real question. There's an AUG there potentially for, it looks like it's right in the middle of Tianba. And let's see if Rush B can get up into Tianba, maybe buy Magne a little time.
Magne just has no terrain to use, but as you can see, Destination Gaming White also has all 4 players remaining. Lin Shun! Oh! His vehicle was down to such a low HP that one mismaneuver would be it for the vehicle to explode, and that's going to be a big, big sad face for Tianba. That's just unfortunate.
Well, it's like finally their bad luck goes.
Yeah,
bad luck. It seems like they get all the luck. Oh,
okay.
no. Silver. Oh, Magne, not like that. Not like that. That's a little sad. I was hoping he'd maybe have something there, but that's okay. I want to see Detonation Gaming White put on a show here. Get some big kills. Put a thorn in the side of these other 2 Chinese teams. Somebody's got to stop Tianba. I'd love to see Rush B do well here as well. Get some big headshots from G9. I'm always cool with that.
As there are just 15 and 14 seconds remaining for the next circle to pop. I don't know where it's going to shine towards, but all of these teams nicely spread out. Whichever circle it is, there is going to be a big fight as there are 3 teams to face off each other. Detonation Gaming White does spot Tianba players, and that's going to be some stray downs, and that's going to be a hard shift up top where no players are holding on to. So whoever moves in and takes the terrain might be the winner here.
Observers, G9, please. Calling observers to G9. Here we go. Tian, M200. They are getting pushed on. Excuse me. Good damage. Popping up and over, but an even better return fire from Pow Pow. Can he get the last member onto M200? Just isn't able to get it. He's pushing forward. That's going to do the job with a little help from a Chow. Now it's just down to Rush B Gaming and Detonation Gaming.
Detonation Gaming White, their first chance to take onto the chicken dinner tonight. 3 versus 4. And Rush B Gaming is outside the circle, and they're all going to have to move in, and Detonation Gaming White also knows of this. They want to capitalize off of the circle movement, so they're going to be spread out quite nicely, holding onto the rocks, holding onto the trees, any cover they could take, just waiting for the moment for the Rush B Gaming players to peek out. And now, that's going to be G9 going off huge with those Car 98 as CS goes down, and that's going to be an easy rest for Detonation Gaming White, but that's going to burn time for Rush B Gaming to rotate inwards.
Exactly correct. Pow Pow taking full advantage of that, pushing up and in. Let's see if they can really get on top of Detonation Gaming, make them pay for that little over peak there. It is going to be Pow Pow. He's up forward. He sees the 2 members. He's going to get the spray. That is potentially 2 down, I assume, for Detonation. I don't know if they can get enough help to protect C's. A grenade in the face of Pow Pow buys a little bit more time, but now it is 3 members of Rush B pushing down. G9 has to get down off the hill. He's taking a bunch of damage. Pow Pow's going to find the last member. Rush B Gaming takes it.
Rush B Gaming, they turned the board all the way around for themselves. It was looking very dark for Rush B Gaming as all 4 members of Detonation Gaming White was alive and well, holding onto the circle, spread out nicely, holding onto the covers, just waiting for the players to peek out. But in the end, somehow, in some way, they took 2 downs onto Detonation Gaming White, turning the board onto 3 versus 2, and suddenly things started to look more brighter for Rush B Gaming, and then they were able to capitalize it off to a winning match here.
Yeah, it's just like I mentioned. The one thing about the bolts is yes, they're difficult to use. They're a little inconsistent at times. But if you catch fire with a bolt action, One down is all it takes to completely open the door for your team. All of a sudden, you're in the bad odd man situation. You get that one knock. The other team has to respond, either go for the res or just accept the fact that it's a 3v3. And then one way or another, you're in a much better position. If
and
you're
things with DMRs, you can't take a down onto a full health level 2 helmet, but with a Kar 98 or M24, level 2 helmet is just rippable. But guys, we're gonna be back after a short break for the going into Erangel match number 4.
This is your PUBG Sports Guide, Annie, of Weekly PCS. PCS Charity Showdown finally kicked off last week. Hope you guys enjoyed events. I can describe the last week of PCS Charity Showdowns, and it was the rebellion of underdogs. Strong teams, as well known, kinda struggled from all APAC, Asia, and Europe regions since unexpected teams topped the list. APAC region made a start of PCS Charity Showdown on May 14th. Myth, consisting of Thailand superstars, got on the top for the first day, showing off their strong performances. On the second day, Archangel Predator, the only team from Philippines, showed their strength from a tremendous rise. Archangel Predator played PUBG professionally since 2018 and did pretty well in regional leagues, but they had no chance to compete in global events. However, they showed their strong performances and possibility in the global scene, earning 68 points with 3 chicken dinners in one day from their first global event. Division X Gaming and Golden Cat, ranked 2nd and 3rd, are chasing tight with the stable performances on both days. They have very tight points gaps in each other. The current leaderboard will fluctuate for sure. Please watch this week's game to see if Archangel Predator maintains its place or the new contender arises. A lot of PUBG Sports fans expected PCS Asia Charity Showdown would be the most competitive region. Korea and China especially are always strong in global events, and 3 teams are from PGC top 4 teams. To our surprise, two teams from the first time of participating in global competitions took the first and the second in PCS Asia Charity Showdown Day 1 and 2. First, Team Kherson finished first on the first day, winning the very first chicken dinner. Everyone was surprised because the team wasn't classified as a strong team. But what's more surprising is that Team Kherson is an amateur team consisted of office workers and students. The second day was Tiamba, and Tiamba. All four members were fragging out, scoring 79 points for 2 chickens. Shockingly, it is their first time in global competition. However, their strong performance originated from winning various third-party events in China. They also ranked in 3rd from the latest PCL. Gen.G, one of the strongest teams in PUBG esports, seemed having a hard time on the first day after the fight over South George against Tiamba Gaming. However, they could come back with the stable performance as usual on the second day, showing various super plays. Even though they had no chicken yet, we all know that Gen.G always explodes at the end. 134 points with 85 kills in 10 matches? This is indeed a remarkable record. Will there be a dramatic reverse in day 3 and 4? Well, sports have no script, so let's see how it goes on PCS Asia Charity Showdown this week. The PCS Europe Charity Showdown kicked off with the group stage last Friday. Omakin Sports won the first chicken and took 82 points on the first day. Even on the second day, they showed decent performances and finished up to the first with 125 points total. Even though they've performed well in early 2020, like in GLL, they couldn't make it to PCS Berlin. However, they've bolstered their roster by adding GemT, so PCS Charity Showdown could be their turning point. Tempest, who earned the spot by winning EU West qualifiers, finished second with 118 points, winning 4 chicken dinners. Europe's top dog, FaZe Clan, finished first on their first day, but seemed to slow down the next day. However, in the final match, they won 18 kills chicken and finished 3rd with 115 points. What a FaZe Sunday! There will be a group stage week 2 this week. We will see which teams will advance to the final. 16 teams are finally all set for PCS North America Charity Showdown, which starts this week. Along with 8 teams who made it to PCS Berlin Americas qualifiers, the rest of the 8 teams were decided through the round of 16 qualifiers last weekend. PCS North America Charity Showdown will be held for 4 days from May 21st, so don't miss it. Here's the broadcasting schedule for the second week of PCS Charity Showdown. PCS Charity Showdown for all regions will be provided with English broadcasts through Play Battleground Twitch and PUBG Esports YouTube channels, and also various languages in each regional channel. So stay tuned! I'll be back with the next weekly PCS. Bye!
Miramar is finished for the day. Not yet for the tournament. We're getting to it. And this is the PUBG Continental Series Asia Charity Showdown. There are your results from match number 3 of the day. Rush B Gaming coming through with a big 12-kill win. And not too far behind them is an outstanding round from Detonation Gaming White.
14 kills, topping 2 more kills on top of Rush B Gaming. They were performing really well this time around. But Tiamba, though, they're just so consistent. Even though they only have 5 placement points, they still took 4 more kills, adding up to 9 points in total. Even further in the gap they have already from rank number 2.
They just keep averaging like 9 points a game, 10 points a game. That's all they need to do. If they keep, I mean, somebody has to just shut them down. Somebody, honestly, at the beginning of this day, like, somebody should have been like, all right, we're just gonna try to poach Tiamba. We're just gonna set up traps and just try to make them pay for it. But Tiamba's been the one setting traps. We saw them do it to Detonation Gaming White. They're working the edge of these circles incredibly well. Like a better version of what Buriram United likes to does over in APAC. Like, Buriram United loves to work the edge of circles. Tianba right now has kind of found their own groove that's just beyond impressive. You've never seen anything like this in a 20-game tournament in this high level of competitive PUBG.
You know, at this point in game, at this point of tournament, with the points they have and the points difference they have against the top 2-3 teams, they can just play with
62 points.
They can just play with SMGs and still come up top.
Yeah, well, yeah, why not?
Why not, right?
Just grab some Winchesters if you're on Miramar. I mean, they're not bad. You might as well have some fun. Just grab some Deagles or something. I'm not sure. This is just
next level.
It's so impressive. I don't know how to wrap my mind around it. I think tomorrow, while I'm all hobbled up because of my knee, I think I'm just gonna watch all these replays, see if I can figure out what exactly Tianba Gaming is doing. They're so reactive. They're so quick to take fights that they know are good. They're so good to keep other teams at bay. It's just, everything just is clicking.
All in all, China is smiling hard. A big bright smile on their teams. Korea, not so bright, but there's still teams up on the leaderboard. Gen.G coming in 4th, and Quadro still chasing behind them. But coming for the Japanese teams, I don't know what's up with them. Sun Sisters just getting destroyed left and right. Just they're being pushed off anywhere they're going. So it's unfortunate for them. For Chinese Taipei, obviously Team Kyrgyzstan is there.
Yeah, I tell you what, we haven't been talking about Kyrgyzstan very much. Today hasn't been their day compared to...
They've been pretty quiet.
The first 2 days. Yeah, they've been quiet, kind of coming down to earth. But these Korean teams, this has got to be pretty surprising for them to see just how hard this has been against Tianba. Not just Tianba, 4AM's playing well. Rush B just got to win. This is kind of a moment where they got to start, there's a bit of a gut check that's got to go on here, especially for that team, Gen.G. Griffin doing a good job, but they're always getting kind of picked apart mid-game. They start out the early game relatively well usually, maybe picking up a kill here or there, but then they find themselves consistently just kind of outgunned or just outplayed a bit.
Yeah, their early mid-game is pretty decent. When they pick up fights, they are able to capitalize off of it. But coming into the late game, Griffin just doesn't happen to, I don't know what's going on, but they always get third party from the side, losing a member there, and then as they're rotating, somebody blows up their car. They're just getting beaten up left and right. So that's quite unfortunate for them. But nonetheless,
I think you're exactly right. There's just some little rotation things they need to clean up, and they should be able to get right back into form. Really hit the VOD review. Really find out what's going on here. This plane path, I can see it. It's not pretty. It is not pretty. If you guys like military circles, this one might be going that. Yeah, it might be going that way. We'll see. It doesn't have to. Definitely does not have to. It's no plane path has to go that way. But I know we saw one over in the NA PCS event, which was a lot of fun to watch. Zenith Gaming looking really strong over there.
Right. And also one Sosnovka finish for Asia as well. We did see on the first day, I think, if I remember correctly. But now this is match number 4 into Erangel. So stay tuned. We're gonna be just waiting for the players to find some spots that they want to farm. Early drops coming in from Griffin. They're gonna go towards Primorsk, and LYG just going towards Novo, and so is LS. So we might be seeing All-Stars facing off LYG.
I think LYG is gonna stop up at Millie. I think that's more their style. I don't think they want to.
Right.
I don't think they want to butt heads with LYG, or excuse me, Luminous Stars. Luminous Stars, yeah, they've been more of a Novo-type team. I think Gen.G going to continue going mill to power because Tianba has been bullying them inside of Southern George. So this has been much more of an interesting challenge for Gen.G on this particular map. But like I said the other day, just watch what FaZe Clan does out of mill to power.
But for Tianba, it's not going to be an easy rotation to South George, as there are 3 other teams looking to find cars for themselves as well. 4AM, Rush B Gaming, they're all looking for cars. So Tianba, it might be a hard one to get themselves in a wheel. But nonetheless, we're going to be seeing Elemental Mystic going on the duel against Melifo, but there's going to be 2 cars. So everyone happy off of it. Everyone's going to be happy.
They're not even they aren't even thinking about trying to mess with each other. Of course. And I say we might have a military circle, complete opposite, going way up to the north. You gotta like this if you're an EM fan. They are great at Northern Circles typically, although who knows? Curzon's been very good at Northern Circles throughout this event. So looking forward to see if we can get some big games out of either of them. Rush B Gaming did well on a Northern Circle. I remember losing to Entis in Entis's only chicken dinner, but picking up a bunch of kills from the hills outside of shooting range.
That was a fun game indeed.
That was a really fun game. It was strange because it did not go the way I expected at all.
And then Elemental Mystic was just laying on their knees,
Yeah.
just hoping to, just hoping to survive. And I think they did end up getting a point or two for that.
I think the guy got 5th.
Yeah, so that's enough points for them. Just having a single member alive, right?
I don't know how I remember that, but I usually can't remember anything about where teams placed if it's not like a win.
Yeah.
Usually, like, I don't know, they were somewhere.
Yeah, it's hard to they were somewhere, but they did end up getting a couple points for that. But Rush B Gaming and Tiamba on their reels, most likely they're gonna farm off towards shooting range and the compound down there. Rush B Gaming and Lash.
Uh-oh. Well, the rest of Element Mystic is Stalber and Kameshki, so Lash has a decision to make. It's hard to get out of here. He's going to have to kind of pick a good timing. You can see now he's already proning.
He has a barrel, right?
I think, was that an SKS? Yeah, it's an SKS and an ump for Lash. And I could tell because of the skin. The SKS.
I had no idea, but
I don't usually care much about skins, but that one I do like, so I recognized it.
But the moment Dachi and Pow Pow walks in that door, that's gonna be a disaster. As we know, Lash knows how to spray. Lash knows how to control. So he's gonna be the one. Though. He's gonna be the one to open up the door and peek outwards. Dapchi does notice the shot comes through, and that's gonna be Lash taking down Dapchi. The spray down connects onto Pow Pow, and that's gonna be 2 players down from Rush B Gaming. Lash coming out huge, taking 2 kills.
The pre-fire was excellent. Had plenty of bullets left in the clip. Love the jumping attempt here by Rush B Gaming, but no good. Lash
didn't work.
Ump. I tell you what, that ump is nasty close range.
Yeah.
It is really powerful. I have a friend who just swears by the ump. He will pick it over a lot of different guns, and it's obviously it's not as good as an assault rifle, but it is quite good. Love to see it from Lash. Great pre-fire. Using that door to kind of bait. He used that sound information to bait the Rush B players.
Oh my god. I'm just lost of words right now, but nonetheless, we're going to be looking up towards 4 a.m. here by school and the compounds just around it. Oilers is going to pick up long, and they're going to start rotating, and I think they have enough vehicles. Just, I don't know, like a UAZ might be better than a motorcycle coming into the terrain for the upper circle towards Stalber here.
Oh, yeah. There's just so much exposed space.
VLG is going to crash right onto Long and Wayless. Spear is going to dodge it, just barely. He's going to have to stop the car and get off, but rest of the VLG members are surrounding this compound pretty nicely. So Long and Wayless, they're going to have to hold it off. Where's the backup, though? Forever is going to be coming up from behind, up top from the bridge. Long just dodging those stun grenades, not going to happen. The spray is not going to happen from VLG's side either.
Yeah, I think VLG needs to get inside these walls really fast because 4 a.m., like you mentioned, is starting to send in reinforcements to the outside to try to get Overwatch on top of this. Hikari not quite there with his spray. That's going to be 1 down. Long takes a bunch of damage, realizing he could lose that, gets himself behind the wall. So far, Hikari, the only one knocks. Dave's not quick enough on the trigger. That is going to be way less. Getting a knock on a Lambu with a grenade as well. VLG, 1 player still on their feet. It is just Spear. This looks like the fight that they did not want to take.
VLG, from performing last game, and suddenly I think they were just, there was too much confidence boost for them, and they were like, okay, we're gonna fight whoever's in front of us. Little did they know it was 4 a.m., the veterans of the war. So that's going to be 4 a.m. picking up 3 points, possibly into 4 unless the player backs out from this. And now Quadro just bridge camping. WMB is going to run in the face. And that's going to be Remba taking 1 player down. Carl going down as well. And suddenly Monster's the last one to cross the bridge. And the spray down is not going to be quite there to blow off the car.
Finally, here's this bridge camp you've been looking for all tournament bench.
Yeah.
We finally get it from Quadro. And they are doing it textbook style. They are getting 2 kills for themselves. Renba and Yowook are going to notch those into their belts. Finally, I think this one might be kind of done. Monsters is going to move on. Still back over. Spear last one alive with 4 members of 4AM still up and running. Sungjong died somehow, some way to Detonation Gaming White. I gotta say, for VLG, this has got to be a feels bad, man. They absolutely styled on 4AM in the PUBG Miracle Weekend around this area of the map, and now they're kind of getting some comeuppance here. Gen G's making a rotation. They got to be careful. If one of those headshots lands from that AK, that's it. That's bad news. Yeah, I mean, they probably have level 2 helmets, but it's close to being it.
Yeah. But VLG, that was some Pepe Hands moments. 4AM, after picking up those points, they're going to be going away, smiling, big faces. Spear, though, he does notice 4AM just backing out. He's going to peek out towards the window, not going to take any shots as he doesn't want them to come back and finish him off.
I wonder, I think from what I can see on the map, I think 4AM's going to leave one member back there to try to trick Spear into thinking that it's safe to leave when it's not. These Chinese teams, they just do not let go. They are just so keen on making sure that they get your entire team wiped, that you can't come back and bite them in the butt later on.
That's just too cheeky for 4AM, but we're going to be looking over towards Griffin, rotating up the circle here. Next circle will pop in just less than a minute. Don't know where it's going to be yet, but if it's a hard shift towards Stallber, it's going to be a fun game to watch. Longskirt taking the spray down onto Tiamba. M200's baiting out, and Linshan as well will dip out as well. Although there's a pretty good angle for Longskirt. Not going to hit anything just yet, so that's going to be it for Tiamba. They're going to just go. They're just going to go on their wheels. No loss at all.
Yep, they're going to set up over on the side of the crashed airplane mountain, it looks like. Is my guess as to what I can see on the map and other things is that might be the general consensus of what they want to do. Here's a fight between Sungjong and Detonation Gaming, and nothing doing for Sungjong there. It is a 4v1. He just isn't able to get anything, of course. It's so hard when you're stuck in a 4v1. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. Those are borderline unwinnable. Circle, well, that's not bueno. This is still kind of not quite half-half, a little bit more favored toward the north, but still could definitely move south of that river.
And players have to decide, do they want to be at the northern part of the river or do they want to be at the southern part of the river? Because the next circle, it's going to be a hard rotation because the cliff up top of Yasnaya will be outside of the circle for sure indeed, unless it does take a hard shift. So the players are going to start moving in, and Gen G will decide to go up north instead.
Makes sense. Makes sense. This is kind of what we call the quote-unquote phase rotation coming around the north side of Stallber. However, there is Detonation Gaming White up there. They might bust heads in a little bit. Long trying to get some Griffin team damage done. Griffin's just going to send it in here. That's 2 quick downs. Oh, not quite a down onto Long. I spoke a little bit too soon. He is very, very hurt, though, but it is only 3 for Griffin as well as they're trying to bounce around the corners. Too Hard just plows right in. Did he just miss that guy on the ground? Oh, no, Too Hard. How did you not see that?
Lu on the backup is not going to be too much of a help. 2 attack will take it down onto Lu, and that's going to be a res onto Minsung. I think Griffin decided to play this one quite slow, but Kira V is going to third party from behind. God, Griffin gets eliminated at the 15th place. Just unfortunate things happening in row.
Oh, it's just a struggle for Griffin. Nothing seems to be going correct for them. I mean, that's just, you got to check that angle. You got to check that corner. That's a must, and just a very rare mistake to see from these Griffin guys. I think the pressure of this one maybe starting to get to them just a little bit. Meanwhile, this team, they won the last one. Now they got to go up against the monsters of this lobby, potentially. Tianba, you've got one person in front, but Tianba's got Overwatch on a Silver. Silver out in the open, almost out-duels him, gets prone just in time.
He's got to drop everything and get on the floor, but Spear holding the angle will take it down onto Yo. Rest of the Quadro members moving in. Spear gets his couple more seconds as he goes up top to the second floor and drops out, but there's Delax waiting to finish off the kill onto Spear.
Yeah, so I'm not too surprised to see Silver knocked here, but now it's just G9 left for the Rush B Gaming gentlemen. As I don't know if they can get to Silver. A lot of utility being wasted here by Tianba, assuming that they can probably just replenish it off of the dead bodies of the Rush B Gaming guys. I don't think G9 is any interest in trying to help out his fallen comrade. I think he's just going to watch from afar and see if there's some points to be snuck out of this one.
Oh. Yes.
Maybe.
Possibly. But that was some action through phase 1 and number 2. 35 seconds till the next phase pops up. 13 teams alive and well with 44 members. Gen.G just taking a nice ride by the beach.
Just a leisurely stroll through the beach. Probably going to go towards Severny because it's going to be hard for them to get in. Otherwise, right now, they got blockaded by Detonation Gaming White. Realizing there wasn't much for them to potentially work with, they're going to chunk a little bit of blue as we've got about 8 seconds left until
Loki was
phase
quite
3.
low on meds, so
Was he?
I don't know. Yeah, he had like two med kits and 5 bandages, so I don't know if that's gonna be enough meds for Gen.G for the next circle as they're moving in from the blue. Nonetheless, we're gonna see the next circle pop up. Still a pretty good amount of full Rozhok and pretty good amount of the terrain up top. So whoever holds onto the compound up top of Rozhok, the warehouse and the 3-story houses, they're gonna have some fun time taking shots anywhere and everywhere.
You know what's interesting is nobody might go there because they don't want to get stuck on the other side of the river. You're right, it is a great position to farm kills from, for sure. No doubt about it, but I don't know. It might just be one of those things where nobody really kind of feels like doing it. They'd rather get north of the river if they can so help it, but somebody might get forced into it. They might just kind of get, they have nowhere else to go. Might as well do something. Magne, good spray. Magne really coming alive today for Element Mystic, having a fantastic couple of rounds. Some help from Kinch is going to finish that one off. Curzon, they're still in this, no doubt about it. They're one of the teams that at least has a chance to maybe put a dent into Tianba.
Detonation Gaming White does notice that Magne is on his feet, but that was quite close. That Magne could have landed a couple bullets in their faces. That was a close moment there. Elemental Mystic just looking to hold the other side of the bridge. And this is why bridge control is important for these kind of circles where it's half-half or like 30-70. Because like honestly, even if it's like 70-30, like you don't know where the circle is going to shift hard. So if you're controlling the bridge on both sides, then you have a pretty good chance of going wherever you want. So that's going to be that.
Magne is trying to see if he can find some more Detonation members for his slaughter. Lash doing a good job there early on, picking up those 2 kills. Kira helping out here for Element Mystic early on. Again, Northern Circles, Element Mystic's bread and butter. Sun Sister caught completely flat-footed by LYG. Carrot puts Crazy Sam down. The return fire coming through here for the Sun Sisters. This may buy them enough time, hard to say, as Gen.G is actually coming through another side of this. They've been waiting patiently in the blue, just trying to find some way into the circle. Finally, looks like they're going to be able to make it on in part thanks to this fight going on.
And LYG, Crazy will finish Crazy Sam, but Migo is going to be right at their back. Gen.G just trying to crash into the compound. I don't know what's going to happen, but Faye's going to be taken up by Maps, so that's going to be LYG taking a couple more good kills here. Gen.G now holding onto the compound. Does spot LYG out on their side. So, PO's going to be on the push.
Yeah, I think Gen.G at this point is kind of in pick up kills mode. They need kills to try to contest for this win. So I think they're kind of hungry to third party some fights, especially since they're forced to the edge of this circle. PO definitely, of course, wants to get some more kills underneath him. Try and be that MVP, the kill leader in this lobby. I don't know if there's any hope that he can catch the Tianba guys, but it is very doable. LIG has backed off of this, so free and easy there for PO.
And in the meantime, LYG was just bullying Sun Sister out. So it's their little punishment that PO came from behind and took the kill. Now, as the next circle did pop up north of the river. So Quadro looking to finally move the final player into the circle as well. Elemental Mystic might be facing off Detonation Gaming White as Kinch is going to be the anchor here. KRV peeking out just carefully, very carefully peeking slowly through the tree here. I don't know if DGW members are aware of this though.
Well, I mean, they have an idea that Element Mystic is in front of them. You're right. Do they know about Kira pushing forward? Let's find out. As Kira is slowly moving up. He's got an AK. I guarantee you that's not ideal, what he really wanted in his hands, but that gun hits like a truck. If you can control it like our boy Tommel over in EU, it can be quite good. Magne, he wants to take the shot. He kind of might have it. Waiting for the other members of
There we go.
EM to get into line. Kinch opens it up. And now Maknae, I'm surprised he hasn't pulled this trigger yet. What is he doing? The grenade there onto Machao. This should be easy peasy for Maknae.
And Gokuri, he was trying to save his teammate, but little did he know, Maknae was up top to take 2 kills, and that's gonna be it for Detonation Gaming White. Although they did perform well last match, this match just was not right. Elemental Mystic was there to stop them from taking more kills, so EM smiling nice.
Yeah, absolutely very happy about that. Now it is over to Gen G as they have lost one. Now they might lose another. The sprays are here. A good enough one is gonna do it. Gen G out in 11th place. The disappointment continues here for the team, the reigning world champions, as it looks like their title will be potentially kind of handed over. Of course, we don't know who will be crowned the world champion until the end of the year, but right now they are definitely not looking like the world beaters we expect.
They're struggling. Gen G is struggling though, but they are still holding on to their 4th place, depending on what other teams are planning to do if they do rake up more points and push Gen G down the roster. But there's still 1 more game to come through for today and 5 more games coming out on Sunday. So hopefully, we're just hoping that Gen G could just make themselves back up in the game. Nonetheless, we're going to be looking towards Tiamba, 166 points. That is a huge chunk of point you see on the board.
I mean, they're 64 points ahead of the next closest team. Unreal stuff continuing from them into today. Something, and there's poor G9. He's been here all alone for quite some time, and now Curzon's decided that they need to take advantage of this fact. The grenades coming on in. The stun's going to back him up into the side room. G9 no longer in the stun state. Here comes Curzon, and no good for him. DA going to pick himself up that kill.
DA doing DA things, just running in hot, and coming out cold. So that's going to be it for that. And I think Tiamba wanted to take a peek towards Curzon, but it looks like they are not going to risk more. And the next circle pops, and that's going to be shifting up north once again. So moving away from the river.
Really want to keep my eyes on Tiamba and what their plan is for this. Are they just going to try the 2-2 for now? Just try to make that work and just try to blockade the entire southern part of the circle, because of the way it shifted, they have to know that there's so many teams that are going to want to come in through their area. What's going to be their exact strategy? Right now, I haven't seen them move too much as Leo. No. You got to start shooting again. Those guys are going to get out and get you. It is going to be a quick down and flush onto him.
You saw Migo on the second seat. As he was driving, he would switch and then he would start shooting on the car. Lands almost most of his bullets. But that's going to be Yan Lee with the nade. Will take Maps down. Another nade to come through. Migo's on the res, but the nade might connect here. Super low HP. The molly, though! And the nade! And that's LYG just getting punched left and right. And Yan Lee to finish off Migo.
A wild M16 appears here, but no, it's gonna be more disaster for Gex, as now it is gonna be another team, Infantry, who comes up, spoils some of their fun.
Classic infantry. Classic infantry.
They look at this. They see all of this. They see everything down on this fight. Great job by Gex there, but we'll see if Infantry is going to be able to get down on top of them. In fact, they're just going to send it. Forget it. Look at the line of UAZs they've got going.
Yan Lee is there to flush 1 kill, but that's not enough. Longsker is going to be there to finish it off. In the meantime, L-Stars will take Entis out. So there's a lot of action going on simultaneously.
This is a fun one, as Quadro needs to push forward over this hill to get into the next circle. It is Curzon in front of them. Looks like EM has a bit of an angle. Tiamba as well inside of this. So Quadro, what can you do? You could try to go down the side of the hill. I don't know. That's all I could think. Try to just run into EM. That might be your best bet, cutting off the most teams in front of you. Let's see if they just try to dive center, maybe. That's an acceptable option when you have a motorcycle. Here we go. The fight's going to break out between them and Curzon. Grenades coming through. A grenade right on the feet of Renba with a shot helping to take him down. They're going to throw the molly out the door, but Renba already crawling out far enough that he is A-OK.
Yacha spouts out another EM member, trying to third party into this. So Kiravi's just going to back off without trying to capitalize off of anything. DLX with a good nade. That might just damage. Not enough to take a down, but PH111 goes down to that overhand throw.
I thought you were right. That rolled pretty far.
Yeah, that was pretty far. So somehow, in some way, more members crashing into where Curse is holding. Tiamba wants in on this as well. The Molly is spread out so nicely. And that's PH111 going down. And TNTN wants a bite of this as well. He's going to push hard.
He absolutely should. He absolutely should. This is great third partying by Tianba. This fight was going on way too long. There you go. Quadro's gonna go out. Lin Shun and Tiantian teaming up to finish them off. Now EM backs right off of this. They're like, nope, that's Tianba. No, thank you. They are wrecking everybody today. M200 gets some mini 14 shots, but they don't really connect with much. This is just really good timing from Tianba on this one. No doubt. That fight was just going on way too long.
God, so many things happening in such a little time span. Like, I'm losing my mind right now, I think. But we're going to be seeing the replay from Entus being wiped out. A great nade from Long DD. Just Kale on his back in the car! Oh, monsters with a monstrous action. That is just disappointing for Kale. Like,
no.
He was waiting to just get up on his feet and shoot, but little did he know, Monsters was driving, just waiting to crash him out. And Lin will take Lash out of the game. A good kill, and second one as well, connecting on to Kira V. So suddenly, EM, only two members alive. And Longskirt is there to take it down to TNT. A lot of action going on simultaneously. Once I'm saying this again, just to make sure. 3 teams alive, 9 members alive.
It's going to be Infantry that's got the high ground over on the side. They're trying to keep Tianba and Element Mystic pinned underneath them. They want to get as much damage into them as possible. Smokes are coming down. I cannot believe they're going to get to Tian here. This is really nice stuff. Keeping their vehicles alive this long by Tianba, so critical in situations like this. Being able to get to the aid of your teammates quickly and effectively, very, very important. That Smoke, let's see, Lin, is he going to pop any shots into it? No, and here we go. This is what I'm talking about. You get just pushing on up ahead, taking that position, and Infantry isn't able to control it well enough to prevent Tianba from kind of having their way.
Next phase popping up in 45 seconds. Lin Shun just looking out, scouting for information. Longscreen does take a couple shots, so that would alert Tianba. Lin as well from bottom side of the hill will spot Tian getting off the vehicle. I don't think he's going to risk it by taking shots. Rather, he's going to be spotting out M200 here. And now, smokes are being put down to salvage the vehicle here. And rest of the members of Infantry, they're looking for the push. Here we go. This is the classic Infantry we want to see and love.
Yeah, good, strong pushes. They need Lin to stay alive so that Tianba's eyes have to be going in 2 different directions. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't seem like Tianba can miss any shots. The stun or Smoke? Smoke there coming out from Infantry. Kinch as well as Maknae still alive for Element Mystic over on the eastern edge. And then you got Maknae more dead center inside of this. Now, this is good so far for Tianba. They have to move mostly into the circle, so they got to come downhill. This should be very challenging for them.
And suddenly, like, Tianba's smiling, because if Kinch does decide to stab backwards and take a kill onto Lin, then it's going to be Tianba smiling, because that's going to be a member down from Infantry. And Maknae will take a kill onto Tian. Kinch taking down M200. A lot of action going through. Smoke being put down to take the res. Not going to happen, though, as Longskirt will be on the vehicle to rotate in towards where Lin is holding on to. Kinch trying to flush it out, taking shots into the smoke.
Lin hears it. He sees it. He's going to finish it. It is Element Mystic out in second place. Now it's Infantry's game. They're looking strong here. Can they beat the world beaters? Tianba set up on top of the hill, going for a res right now. It is going to come through onto M200. Smoke is down. That's going to be the go time for Lurena to get onto his motorcycle, try to come through. Shots being put down on him, but only a little bit of damage, although he's in a bad position. Good job by Zhao Yang.
Zhao Yang just placing himself away from the team. That eventually paid off, finishing off Lurena and the rest of the Tianba members. They're still outside the circle. How hard is going to be this rotation? The bullet's landing right at his feet. 9 HP, and he's going to be barely pulling off the first aid kit. And now he's gonna have to just move on his feet. Don't know what's going to be possible, though, as Zhao Yang is still looking and the vehicle explodes. Not going to peek once again.
Zhao Yang wants those shots back. He had a great angle once again onto Tianba. Lin helping out though, putting some shots down. And there you go. Now Zhao Yang's going to get the finish onto M200. It is just Lin Shun left, but he's got that Mark 14. Definitely some heroics capable if he can get anything done, but there is some grenades coming in. Here comes Lin's grenade, and look at this. Look at the surround that Infantry has. Nade in his face. That is going to be it. Infantry takes the 4th game of the day.
Infantry, as Longsker is back, the first day when they didn't have Longsker, it was a little disappointing from their performance, but he is back. The God is back for Infantry, and because of the addition, full roster, they are starting to perform. They're taking the kills, and now it all turned out to be a chicken.
Yeah, there's only so much time you can keep the Infantry boys down. Longsker up in the top right of your screen, and we getting a quick shot of our Infantry boys as they're playing very, very well here today so far. And this is, just been China's day. China is playing so well right now. If it's not Tianba, it's Rush B, Infantry 4 a.m. Tell you what, guys, we have one more game to go here at the PCS Asia Charity Showdown. Don't go anywhere. I tell you what, we are seeing one heck of a show from these Chinese players.
I'm holding right.
That's it.
Nice.
Is it enough?
How many kills? I have 8.
How many kills?
4.
I have
4.
14.
Did we do it?
Did we?
Did we? Did we?
get a kill here, shall we? Oh, I would love to see it, Memo. Do it. Do it. No way!
폭감 3킬.
폭감은 3킬! 폭이 없죠, 근데? 자, 하지만 나는 근접 최고의 스페셜리스트 언더다! 가자! 와! 오! 1로! 오지 멘토스!
É contra o seu parceiro de equipe, Memel, Nandinho.
A granadinha.
Olha a granadinha do mistério. Tacou. O quê? Lá em cima. O quê?
A little bit more time to develop here in El Azhar than the one did in Montego, but KJ.
Great angle for KJ to hold, knowing full well that over to his west, he's gonna get another big plays here coming from Sadie's to Noardra, but they are absolutely dominating. They get another one.
さあこちらはエレメンツ36移動中ではありますがどうだHello どうだ
킴보니! 90픽! 설마요? 와! 킴보니! 자, 일단 HVZ já avistou primeiro, tá metendo. Toma cuidado, avistou primeiro, meteu bala, conectou. Acertou o MG1, tá quase pegando o Magnata. Nossa, que bala! Pegou o Magnata e agora são 2 jogadores somente da equipe azul. Olha, o Senna tá metendo bala ali. Foi pra bala. Quem que ia cabecear a bala, Nandinho?
Era ele mesmo.
Era ele? Então tá aí, HVZ. HVZ. Squad.
And there we go. The results from the 4th match of the day, the penultimate match, has resolved itself. Infantry coming up big with a big win, and it is nice to see Longsker back for them. No doubt about it. Element Mystic, and then surprise, surprise, 3rd place. Who else? Tianba Gaming. They can't seem to finish anywhere outside of the top 5.
That was completely out of expectation, Tianba coming in 3rd. So still adding up 12 more points to what they have already, like 160. I don't even want to think about it. It's too much. 6 more kill points, so what I talked earlier, 150 kill points, I think that's very possible. 200 might be a little short, but you know, if they start to perform even better from what they are doing right now, 200 is also like in the zone that they could reach.
You're absolutely right. I mean, with what we've seen from them, the average points they're putting up per round is nuts, somewhere around 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
176.
It's just crazy. What are we through? 14? So
yeah,
now
14.
They're over 10 points a game. This is insane. This team is insane. I don't even know what is going on. It looks like they can do no wrong. They just have such a good idea of what's going on around them. They react perfectly to it. They go into fights. They back off when they realize that they maybe could overextend if they commit to the fight too much. They're kind of not doing what the typical Chinese teams do in that they won't just latch onto a fight and never let go.
Like, for Tianba, their rotation is just so damn good that, like, it's almost like they're looking at the map. Like, it's crazy how they're rotating in through. Like, they don't pick up fights when they don't, when they're going to be not capitalizing off of it, and they pick up fights when they could capitalize off of it, take those kill points, take the spot with what the other team was holding on to, and use that spot to take more kills even. And now 36 kills from Tian Tian.
Nuts.
Lin
Shun over 5,000 damage as well as Tian Tian. Pio still up there in the damage numbers, but Maknae getting himself up on the board with a fantastic day here so far. 24 kills for him. Crazy 112 from LYG. LYG quietly coming alive very recently. Migo and Crazy 112 really starting to do some work for their team. So definitely got to keep our eyes on them. Basically, this has been China's day. I mean, they have absolutely just come on in force and really, really put the screws to all these other teams.
Asura applying the lip balm here. It looks like he's been biting off too much because of the underperformance of the whole team. But hopefully, you know, they could, you know, get a couple more kills, a couple more rounds into it. Hopefully they could smile again. As you can see, these boys are quite down. You can see, like, they're not happy with the results.
No, I don't think we're going to see many happy faces as we scroll through the Korean teams. It has been rough sledding here for most of them today. Maybe EM, maybe Maknae might have a smile on his face because he's played really well today. EM has played pretty decently out of all the Korean teams here today. But yeah, for the most part, this has been struggle baggins. This has been just not great.
Lights off for Ghibli once again. Genji though, like their first week was quite okay in a sense. They didn't have any chickens, but the points were added up to the third place. But what's happening today? All 4 matches that came through, it wasn't shining at them for sure.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to kind of get this whole situation going with an Onyx on the team, with Aqua 5 on the team. There's still a little bit of, it seems to me, kind of just, I don't know how else to put this. They're just a little lost at times. They're just kind of not all on the same page. They're kind of thinking different thoughts. When PO goes down early, they don't seem to be able to recover from it as well as I've seen previous Gen G teams do. It is really, really difficult for them. I guess Quadro's been okay today, not great. And these guys, yeah, you can see there's some smiles. I figured if we're going to see any smiles out of Korea, it was going to be on the Element Mystic boys. They're playing pretty decently today.
But for Korea, besides Elemental Mystic, everyone else kind of seems frustrated with what's happening with the games in game. But we are going to be moving into the final match of the day, Erangel. So, what's your expectation? Let's guess the first circle. Where do you think it's going to land?
Well, the circle, I don't know. Maybe we're just due for a center one. We'll see. Maybe something a little more south on the main island, potentially, towards Kori. I don't know. But my expectation here, regardless, is that one of these Korean teams needs to come up and get a win and really kind of set the tone going into Sunday.
Right. We're going to be seeing the ranking badges.
That's
probably the museum, right?
Yeah, that's the museum. There you go. That was the original trophies from PGI 2018.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. Ugh, why? Why is it? It doesn't feel that long ago, Bench. Oh, no.
You're getting old.
I know, dude. That's what my knee is telling me right now. You're getting old.
Took an arrow to the knee.
Right.
But it's going to be the plane going. Players just getting ready to drop. Also a little bit shifted down towards south in the bat, but with this plane path, there's also possibility that it could be another Sosnovka circle. I'm hoping it's more fun to watch. So
yeah, I mean, I guess the good news is that we're not going to go north to Stalber this time.
Yeah.
I don't think. Most likely not. It's very unlikely. It's very, very unlikely based on this plane path. So far, I think what I'm curious about here is the teams that like to go north, EM, Curzon, some of these guys, what are they going to do? Are there going to be clashes for vehicles early on? That's really kind of my key point right now.
Tiamba going towards South George. Elemental Mystic might be leeching off of North George here. It looks like they're going to be splitting themselves over the river, as Maknae is not going to open up his parachute just yet. So this is just like the day number 1 where EM was like, okay, we're going to go towards George, but if the shooting is not great for us, then we're going to go towards North George, as Tiamba's probably going to be dropping South George no matter what, even if EM drops first. So that's going to be a little tit-tat for that. And
I don't know. I don't think anyone's got the confidence to try to mess with Tianba anywhere. I mean, we saw EM back right off from a Tianba fight that last game. They were just like, they saw the kill feed. They're like, nah, let's try to play this one.
I think it's smarter to just back off from this one.
It probably is, to be frank. It probably is, but not only because of the position they might have been stuck in, probably getting moved outside of the circle, but also because you're running into this buzzsaw that's just mowing down everything on this map like a paper in a tree shredder. Like, it is just nuts.
But we are both going to miss the circle here. I voted for a military base. Not going to happen. You voted for Query as a center. Not going to happen as well, as it's going to be the, what do you call those, bunkers or the underground camps?
Shelters.
Shelters, yeah. It's going to be
bunkers
sheltering.
works too, in my opinion.
Yeah, whatever.
Same thing.
Jesus. The terminology comes in, but nonetheless, shelter is going to be the center circle here. God, my tongue is going out.
What do they call them in Korea? Bunkers?
It's called shelter as well, I think.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they have totally different names for stuff. Like, it's called what now? Like, like, do they call houses by like the colors of them, like we do?
It's mostly from the shapes, I feel like. So we call them, we call stuff based on like their farms or, ooh, Malifaux almost going out. But nonetheless, so we call the houses based on the shapes or like the looting. So the house that Malifaux is going on to right now, that 2-story floor house, we call that Honey House. As
Honey House.
Back in the early access days, like the looting has been changed nowadays, but like back in those days, looting in those houses were just crazy. There were crazy amount of ammo, crazy amount of meds in those houses, so we would call it honey because it was too sweet.
Ah, that's fascinating. I did not know that one. That's some good Korean PUBG history there.
And stuff like Sushi House.
Sushi House, I do call it that.
Yeah.
That one I picked up along the way. Somewhere, somebody told me that, and I'm like, oh, I love that. The Sushi Houses, I think, I'm trying to get that spread still. Nobody.
Your Twitter, @PaperThin here, has the marking, sushi enthusiast. So,
True.
So there we go.
I
it all makes up to that moment.
This is all true.
Infantry farming that 12 houses and Ferry Pier. Still outside of circle, so they're going to be having to find a couple vehicles and start moving in. VLG, though, don't know what's happening to them. 14th place. Total points, 43 points kill rank. 14th, 34 kill points. Not the best performance that they could pull off here, as they've been performing way better than this back in the PKL days.
Yeah, it's not been good for these guys as of late.
No.
I don't know what happened here. It has just been really, really disappointing to see them
the
fall
cars.
this hard. Oh, this is why I saw him looking around. He's stuck. Just able to get enough traction. Sometimes if you kind of jiggle those wheels around a bit, you can actually get some traction on stuff and get going. So not the end of the world. You don't want to lose time in rotation, but should be able to recover from that just fine.
I think Spear would have teared up a little if the car didn't pop out. Everything is just not looking bright for him. So that car being popped out a little better for him, making his day a little better.
Oh man, I was playing some ranked on the new patch.
Yeah.
By the way, loving it. Love the ranked mode. So fun. So different.
They have bots now as well, I believe.
Not in the ranked mode.
Not in the ranked mode.
No. Bots are in the regular mode. Just,
okay.
How
good are the bots? Like
they're not good.
Are they set at like?
So what they're doing
bot
is
level?
Yeah, it's just they're trying to like get new players the ability to
kill,
to get used to the game and because like to be frank, the competition level in PUBG is steep.
Yeah,
Learning
curve is just
the
crazy.
learning curve is steep. So I get it. I get a lot of players are frustrated with it. I think there needs to be some tweaks and changes potentially. I think PUBG Corp probably will be good about handling that situation. This could be another bridge camp. No, never mind. Who am I kidding? Luminous Stars are the last ones to come across because they're Novo.
We were just hoping for more
Quadro.
action.
Yeah, last time we saw Quadro bridge camp them.
Yeah.
So now they're being much more cautious about it. Of course, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes teams get too comfortable because nobody really bridge camps a lot.
And then we go to APAC. We see bridge camp like
All the
every
time.
match.
They love it.
Like not even
They're
Aaron Gully.
addicted
They
to it.
bridge camp Valdemar, okay? Like that's how aggressive APAC is.
That's not bad. That's not a bad idea. It's addictive, man. I love to bridge camp when I
Yeah.
play. If I'm like, hey, we got a great situation to bridge camp, everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. This could be fun. Tianba, definitely keeping our eyes on them. They did a northern rotation out of South George. Kira V.
On his feet.
What up here, buddy? What up here? That's a little interesting. Must be looking for some way to get a vehicle or potentially or something. I'm not too sure what happened with Kira. I mean, you so rarely see, because of the way that the settings are in competitive PUBG, that players don't find at least some kind of vehicle, even if it's just a buggy.
I might just get picked up by his own teammates.
I'm assuming something like that will happen.
Genji, though, looking over towards Loki. I think he spotted PH111 somewhere. That's why he's holding his angles, and Onyx as well. He does spot the bug in front of those underground shelters here.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I'm pretty sure that somehow Genji got aware of a situation of somebody down in front of them. It makes sense. They're trying to get in towards the center of the circle, so teams are just going to kind of be clustered up in those areas. Anywho, but this is on top of Potato Mountain. Entis moving that way because of the direction of the circle. A lot of times you'll see them move west out of Pochinki, but this time they're more content to just go up over here, as now we see PO looking around.
Ooh.
Is he going to see PH11? He jumps on top of a rock. PO very cagey, but very aggressive. Let's see if this might be one of those situations where it either pays off or hurts him.
He does spot PH111 now. He's waiting for the moment. SLR fires out, almost taking it down, and there we go. PH111 might be flushed here. Easy peasy. Martian Chun is on the side though, so Pio is deciding to back off here with just sixth sense, animal instinct, we say.
Yeah, this is really kind of Pio at his best. Gets a free kill, moves off, gets a little bit of information,
and goes out.
Well, hopefully not. That's not usually what he does, I'd like to think, but we'll see if that's the case. Tianba here, they might be in a bit of trouble as they have to switch into vehicles. That's going to slow them up. If Detonation Gaming could get some good shots, but they really can't find the angles.
Too many trees in the way, so that's going to be that for Tianba to move across the road. Machado taking that spray downs, only hits once, most of the bullets landing on his vehicle. So that's going to be that. Tianba, once again, just getting out of this situation without even blinking an eye.
Yeah, it just seems like, they needed to pick up their player. They saw, I'm pretty sure they heard or saw the vehicles there from Detonation Gaming White and just said, nah, this isn't the right time. EM, of course, going to be making a late rotation as this is very textbook EM play. Wait for the second or third circle to kind of start thinking about making moves. Just try to find edges where nobody else is. And that's their hope with this next circle about to reveal itself.
Another center.
Yeah, we're centered up again. I think this is, there might be maybe a little bit of fighting around some of these edges, but for the most part, it should be another kind of relatively calm one.
Yep. Entus, 3 players in a single car. Probably not the best idea to stick your head out, Kale. Quite dangerous. But nonetheless, Sungjang and Kale are going to be in the car moving, trying to rotate into the circle, taking a little beat down for 4 a.m. And 4 a.m. as well, they have to find a better spot. But Lin Shun taking a quite amount of damage, taken down to half. And now he's going to crash into RBG and G9! The motorcycle, as Lin Shun gets off due to the damage here, the motorcycle is going to run G9 over, and that's going to be a down, easy peasy.
That's just style points from Tianba. that is, they don't care at all. They just want to go for the highlight reel moments, and that is one of them, folks.
Oh yeah,
hilarious stuff there.
They have enough points, so they don't care. They want to be on those highlight reels. So that's what they're planning to do for this final match of the day. Wayless down to super low HP. Will relocate his vehicle to save it. He's gonna have to heal off though. And now 4 a.m. holds onto the compound next to the mountain. We call those the newbies house. I don't know why the Koreans call it the newbies
house.
Yeah, we call it the newbies house because newbies tend to camp the houses a lot.
Aha.
I think that's my reasoning. I think, but don't know the real reason behind it. The call outs is just like that. But nonetheless, Genji, Anonix, and Martian Chan, they're just facing off with a hill in front of them.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be down in the shelter.
No.
I mean, that's so they're listening to each other's footsteps is
Yeah,
what's really
basically.
going on, and that's kind of weird. But Martian Chun definitely in the much worse position, getting stuck in that shelter, basically a death sentence most of the time, unless you get lucky and somebody comes and helps you get out. And because most teams very good about blockading the entrances to those shelters, knowing exactly where you have to come in and out of them. Everybody's got those locations memorized, and still Potato Mountain very much in this. Entus,
Potato Mountain.
Yeah, that's what we call that one. That
Okay.
Entus is on because it looks like a potato from the mini-map.
Right. But nonetheless, we're going to be seeing more action coming through on the next phase as the circle is being saturated. Pio spots out something, and he's waiting for his moment. The head's not popping up just yet. Gets in the car. So Pio walks up the hill, looking for the moment to take the shots, but not quite just yet as something gets off the vehicle. So that's a little disappoint there. LYG, crazy moment too, joining up with Migo at this little dog house, as we call it in Korean, at the mountain.
Dog houses.
Yeah, dog houses.
Those don't look like houses for dogs.
Kind of.
What? You guys are crazy. No, I know. They do actually really
Yeah.
look like. They look like a Snoopy house. You know Snoopy?
Yeah. We
I'm
literally,
a boomer, so like. You know.
Okay, boomer. We literally call them dog houses, not the loo. But
that actually is good. That's actually accurate.
Pio still waiting, and there we go. The shots are being fired. Not gonna connect just quite yet. So Pio will be backing off here with no reward at his hand. The next circle, just 5 seconds away from being popped up to be shown to us. Where is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Potato Mountain or is it gonna be Rozok? And that's gonna be Potato Mountain.
I tell you what, actually, in a weird way, Genji, even though they shifted away from them, isn't super upset about this because if it keeps going towards school, it's even worse. The real problem for Genji is going to be getting into this circle with all these other teams trying to push in, but it could have been a lot worse. Still, everybody's going to be thinking about Potato Mountain, I think, as OGN still controlling the top of it for now. There could be quite a few teams trying to make their way in. Now there is some buffering here for OGN. Now Tianba has to make a pretty challenging rotation. Some good shooting from these other teams.
M200.
Yeah, that vehicle. Nope, that's going to blow up right in his face. Pow is going to get the knock. Good shooting there to get the tires as well. So Tianba just has to bolt on ahead through. There really isn't anything else they can do.
So if the car explodes and you take it down, then it's shown differently, right, on the kill feed?
Yes.
So I think what happened was the car exploded and the gap between the ground and the car, the bullets came through and take it down.
Ooh.
But Griffin's going to be pushing up towards GEX here. Smoke's being put out. 2-tap looking to throw a nade inside the house here. The railings are going to be not there to bounce the nades off, but the door's going to be open and closed, and 2-tap's definitely aware of this. Asura comes in from behind as well to back the teammates up. 2-tap taking a third-party shots, taking down to 29 HP. Has to heal off here. GX earning a little bit more time before the push comes through. Asura is all ready. He opens the door, peeks through. Smoke being put out to dissipate the viewpoints that GX has holding on to.
I feel like Griffin really wants to take this fight and win it, of course, but they need it. They need confidence. They need something to go their way. The res did come through for Gex as they are outside of these sushi houses.
Lorena.
Yeah, meanwhile, this is what they need to do. They need to capitalize on Tianba's mistakes. Finally seeing something that didn't go their way. That grenade is going to finish Lorena, basically, and the last member of Tianba just kind of puts his tail between his legs and moves on back over to Griffin and Gex.
Asura will take a beatdown from Maoye. The molly's there, so Maoye can peek wider. If the molly wasn't put down, I think that could have been an easy flash. And the nades not going to quite connect as the players are located inside a room. Now, Leo on the push as well. He's going to come from behind. If he enters, that's going to be a down onto 2-heart. 2-tap is there to take the revenge. And a great spray connection onto Maoye. And suddenly, GEX not looking so great. Last player alive for both teams. 2-tap versus Yan Lee.
Okay, this is interesting. 2-tap has to reload. It is going to be Yan Lee who's going to take it. Just barely outdueling Griffin. Just not enough bullets left. We're going to go for the revive onto Leo. And here we find ourselves watching a wild Gen G squad taking some long-range shots at Quadro and potentially Sun Sister over on the northeastern side of the circle.
As the next circle pops, it's not a decent location for Gen G to move into, but the rotation itself is pretty close by. Although 4 a.m. and Curzon is holding off left and right to the path that Gen G is going to be taking. Might be running right into the mouth of these two teams. DGW taking a little beatdown. Machel gets to back off a little bit here. Rush B Gaming looking to push this one out. They're going to be throwing nades to clear a couple angles, and once that is done, they're going to be running hot on their feet. SCS down on his belly, throws out a smoke to cover his angle from the side. Don't know if that's enough, though.
Yeah, Rush B, they're getting backed off for now. I don't expect this to last too much longer. A lot of utility being used by Detonation Gaming. Smoke coming out as well as there's kind of a battle line drawn on the side of this hill over on the northwestern part of the circle. Machao, nothing doing for him. G9 takes some damage. He's going to have to back off. Over to Gen G, there's a trap waiting here for them. Is PO going to sniff this out? He's got to be really careful. The patience here from 4 a.m., very impressive so far. I think Lou might have even seen PO. Here comes the vehicles. This is going to be distraction, but here's the thing.
Is not even blinking.
Oh,
Wayless
no.
is not even blinking. He's just waiting by the bars, and there we go. That's a great headshot onto Loki, and the second one almost connecting onto Aka 5. There we go. That's going to be Lou to finish it off, and PO on the side. Jumping shots will be it for Wayless. 4 a.m. almost taking on Gen G, but PO's always there to not finish it for themselves and pepper even more onto 4 a.m.
Yeah, this is just great patience from 4 a.m. They knew exactly what Gen G had and wanted to do, and they were in a great position to defend it. Not a bad job here by PO to get Wayless, but again, he's Loki somewhere. Okay, although forever, I don't think expected PO to try that. PO gets a headshot. Very weak, but coming around the corner.
Oh, he did get inside the room, though.
Good moves by Pio. He's going to go right upstairs, knowing full well that fighting downstairs right now is not nearly as easy. This is RGB Gaming. Never mind. Detonation. It's going to eliminate them in 13th place.
You blew the balloon and you popped it yourself. So
ruining everyone's party. All right.
L-Stars, Luminosity Star Gaming. They're going to be taking a beatdown from VLG. VLG, the nade, I think that almost connected. The Molly is going to spread and long DD will be burnt to death here. And the nade almost connecting to WMB down to super low HP. Hikari pushes up, and that's going to be it. L-Stars eliminated at the 12th place.
Yeah, so VLG showing some signs of life despite having some rough games. And we'll see now they've got Quadro going to finish off D-Lax there. So this is not too shabby. Spear needs to connect a few more of those bullets onto Yowook. There's one, but the smoke is there. So this is not the end of the world. Renba has been knocked. Is Quadro going to be able to get to him? Because he is further up inside of this circle. I'm not sure if Yacha can get through there off of this death road. That is very, it can be tricky to navigate at times. Goodbye, Infantry. Good job winning, but this time it's going to be an 11th place finish. I don't think they got many, if any, points out of this one.
LYG is quietly picking up those points ever since the first game of today. We haven't been noticing them a lot, but they are on the leaderboard, so they've been quiet, but they've been doing their thing. That's going to be that, and the next circle. Still Potato Mountain, a bit of that, half of it almost in the downhill there. So when it comes to FPP, pushing from downhill to uphill is a better angle, I feel like, compared to looking downwards.
Yeah, absolutely. It can definitely be. It's a little weird. There's all these kind of advantages and disadvantages to different kinds of terrain in PUBG and how you utilize them. That grenade.
Oh, Kobe!
Right into Yacha's jaw. He takes some more damage from another one. This should be go time for VLG. It is just Yowook trying to stay the course for Quadro, trying to keep them alive in the last game of the day. Yacha's fleshed out. What does Yowook have in his bag of tricks? Maybe he can catch Lambu on the flank. Actually, never mind. Lambu decides that, meh, not worth it.
Yeah, VLG, they don't want to risk anymore. Taking a kill onto Yacha was probably enough them to be satisfied. Something though from Team Curzon will take those peak shots towards Long. Very close to connect onto those headshots. Long's going to boost up, I think. And Long, will he repeak or will he just book it? The circle is right behind him. It's going to be moving in. 1 minute, 30 seconds until the blue zone completely closes in. Deva will find the kill onto Faye. Sun Sisters suddenly losing their members left and right. Just a single member alive now.
Yeah, VLG, this is looking good for them. They have a great spread along the southeastern part of this circle. And they are really doing a good job controlling their territory, holding their angles, finding good shots, and landing them, which is so, so crucial. Of course, LYG, are they going to have to push through Entis? This is my real question for LYG, and a big question here for Entis. As we take a look at this replay, Carrot gets some good shots in. That's one. Where's the next one? Peeks around. Ooh.
That was a good one.
That was a really good spray. Tight angle to hold. Good job by him. LYG really coming alive today.
But the real question is, will LYG be able to eliminate Entis and get inside the zone? Because Yowook is going to be there to look towards Long. And this is a possible shot. Long has to move in as well. And Yowook has a better angle, and that's going to be an easy headshot. Taking a bit more damage. The circle is going to do the job. So that's going to be it for Quadra going out at 9th, and Long having a little more time, but he's going to go out by blue circle.
Long wins the battle, I guess. He gets at least a placement point for it. So, that's all right, I guess. Here we go. This is the point I was trying to get to before we cut to that replay was, how can Entis hold this down up on top of Potato Mountain? They've had a great position for a long time, but they probably haven't been able to get many kills off of it. Maybe 2 or 3 at most. Just one. That is it. And so they got to take advantage of this situation. They have a great position, but there's going to be a couple teams that are probably going to have to kind of rotate through them.
So Entis is going to be the anchoring team here at the Potato Mountain. The rest of the teams will have to face off Entis or any other team on their side. But VLG is definitely smiling for this circle. They're going to be holding on to every compound there. They're going to be holding on to more than half. They're going to control more than half of the circle as Curson is moving on from their side. 2 members, DA and something. But I don't know. VLG has a pretty good angle on every site they could see on. So they could pick up more kill points at this point. And now we're going to be looking towards under. He's just waiting for LYG to push out as they're holding on to the edge of the circle. That might be huge for under.
I need to see a good team fight here from OG and Entis.
Oh, yeah.
I really, this is, I mentioned a gut check moment for Griffin earlier, didn't go their way. This is going to be another one for the other Korean squad that's up there. And Lash, EM, they just like to snake things out. They're really good at this. When things don't go their way early on, if they have to fight and they can't win it, they do a pretty good job of at least snaking out some points as much as they can muster. Here is Detonation Gaming White. They still have a couple players themselves. Actually, they have all 4. I just looked over there. My context or lack of context is failing me a little bit here. Curzon, they have come down to earth a bit, but because of how good their first week was, they're still in 2nd place. LYG has climbed up to 3rd place, folks. Lash is just waiting, seeing if he can get a lucky pick onto somebody. Curzon's going to weaken up Detonation Gaming White just a bit.
This is the moment for all 3 teams holding on to the edge. The nade almost hitting something in the face. Just will take a bit of damage. Gokuri timing his nade now. That might be huge. There we go. Gokuri's nade will take something out. DA, the last one to be surviving for Curzon. Maps on the side, hitting onto KL, and that's going to be killed. Flush down. Sangjang will take the revenge onto Migo, and that's going to be Maps going in huge. But that's Machao from the side.
Wow. That was a little lucky for under. I thought he was done, but the spray just not quite there with that 2x. Now it is a 2v3. One member of Entis is flush. Now some shots in the backside of LYG from VLG. Let's see if they can get up on top of this, capitalize on it. We've seen Entis do well from up above before, but some good return fire with the AUG from Crazy. He's going to get Sungjong, and no, it is going to be LYG that wins the battle. That is devastating for Entis.
That was a hectic moment, I feel like. So many teams clashing onto Entis, and so many teams, while clashing onto Entis, were clashing onto each other. So Entis, I think Entis got lost a little bit, and their positioning was kind of off. I felt like they could have just held onto the compound rather than peeking out and starting to rotate early on. But in the end, Entis is going to be taken out. 3 teams remaining, 9 players alive. 2, 3, 4. VLG, all 4 members alive for their squad, and the circle as well is going to be comprised of their members holding onto a good angle. But Gokuri, with good headshots, will take Lambo down, opening up those side of the circle here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is when Detonation Gaming White starts to heat up. They are scary. I tell you what, putting some more damage down into VLG, pushing as a foursome, doing a good job, finding a member and getting them down quickly. Excuse me, there's a threesome. And there's nobody there at that particular tree. That stun a little wasted, but that's A-okay. Detonation Gaming White might just end up just steamrolling through this. They take down VLG almost very quickly here. It's not a complete wipe, but they get 2 on the side. I mean, this 2-2 split here from VLG might be falling apart.
Destination Gaming White just ripping through the defense of VLG. Now Carrot, the last member surviving for LYG. If he takes a shot onto VLG and lands it as a kill, that's going to be Detonation Gaming White's game. But otherwise, if he decides to rotate a little bit further away and takes down any member of DGW, I have no idea what's going to happen. It's going to be chaos. And if that does happen,
we can only hope.
Yeah.
We can only hope. Okay, here we go. Maybe Hikari does a bunch of damage, but able to get back in behind the tree in time is a member of DWG. Hikari still focused in on this. That's Gokar up there as the smoke is down in front of him. Spear keeping the last member of LYG at bay. That's Carrot.
Did I just hear MK?
MK? You did.
MK14. Yep, that was it. Now, as the zone is almost done from closing in, 5 seconds away, Carrot will just go out from the blue zone. He didn't want to give any kill points there. Hikari looking towards Gokuri. He does spot the peak on the right side of the tree, so he's going to hold his angle, but Machao's on the flank. He's going to be running hot, finding more trees. But from then on, it's a pretty empty ground with no trees, so I don't think he wants to push any further just yet as Spear is holding on to it. Hikari does take some good shots, and that's going to connect onto Gokuri.
Oh!
2 versus 2 now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's some really nasty shooting from Hikari into that smoke. So now it's only a 2-on-1 here for Detonation Gaming White. This would be a bit of an outplay if Spear can do this. Like you mentioned, he does have that MK. I mean, it is incredible, but now we might get 2 down. VLG, they might be on the warpath to take this. It looked like it was going to be a game here for Detonation Gaming White, but the wheels are coming off this bus.
Spear flanking from the side will take a bunch of damage, and will have to heal off, but SCS, the feet are peeking out from the tree, and he does take damage. He has to stand up once again, but looks like this game, VLG has this game for sure indeed, most likely, unless SCS pulls off some Alamo and kills everyone off.
That's my hope. Let's see if he can get that thing to connect. It's just a stun, though, so that's just going to buy a little bit of time. Damage and grenades started to come through. I think the angles are starting to get cut off here for C's. Indeed, the last game of the day is going to go to VRLU Ghibli. Finally, it's been a while. It has been a while, the Boys in Dark.
Yeah, VRLU Ghibli, like, they've been marking themselves at the bottom of the roster almost. Like, okay, we have a little notice from the producers here. Okay,
okay, so Sun Sister was late coming back from one of the breaks, so that is a deduction of 2 points for that. It will be applied to the leaderboard. Just so you guys know, I saw this happen with Made in Thailand the other day in APAC, so you got to be timely about getting into these lobbies. Otherwise, you do suffer a minor penalty here, so nothing too major to worry about there at all. The big story, finally, it's been a while, it feels like, VRLU Ghibli winning a game.
Yeah, back to the story with Ghibli. They've been marking themselves at the bottom of the scoreboard almost every single day, but they are definitely moving themselves up now. We're going to be taking a look at the replay from Pio. Good shots coming through. PH101 being flushed out here with a headshot. Not a headshot, but in the end, the kill enough.
Look at this. He's just...
that Modi just did his job.
Well, I mean, the funny part is you don't really have anything you can do if you're stuck in that cubby between those two buildings. I mean, if a motorcycle comes flying in there, there's nowhere to dodge it.
And
this
Wayless,
is great stuff from him.
Just that discipline and the patience paid off, apparently. And now we're really looking towards L-Stars. The nade and the molly just going to be burning off. Long D going down. The final player as well. The nade might connect with WMB. I think he was just going to book it, but there was Hikari to finish him off. So that's going to be it for L-Stars. Some good highlights we see here.
Yeah, these are great. Great stuff from VLG. Finally, perfect grenade, right?
Ooh.
Like I said, in the jaw of Yacha. And then at the end here, this is a good job by Hikari and Spear. Hikari, fantastic. Fantastic shooting there. That is just well led. That's just instinct. And then Spear getting in on it himself. So at the end, not sure who got C's. Doesn't matter. They both had great angles. He was a goner.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's the last game of the day. Only one more day to go. And before you guys all take off, hold on 1 second. I want to let you know that we will be doing, this is a big announcement. I'm allowed to say this. I got confirmation. We will be doing the Korea qualifiers for the next PCS in English. It is happening. Korean PUBG back officially in English, guys. I am beyond thrilled for this. This is so exciting. It's been a long time since I've been able to cast in my homeland, so to speak, and really excited to be back. So get hyped for that. Set your calendars. We start on Monday. So right after the final game on Sunday, we're just getting right back into it with the group stage.
But nonetheless, PCS Asia Charity Showdown has one more day to go, as I've mentioned, on Sunday, which will be 2 days later. More important. And not only Asia, I think a couple hours later from now on, the Europe Showdown will happen too, I believe.
I think so. There's so much PUBG, I get confused.
You just get confused left and right.
It's like I watched NA this morning when I was laying in bed with my bum knee, just trying to do something to distract myself from the pain. And then, so that was fun. But yeah, I mean, APAC's coming up tomorrow. definitely want to stay tuned for that. EU's exciting as heck. NA was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
The teams are crazy, and they do really good stuff. I mean, a lot of really good players there, believe it or not. As much as there is a joke, there's a lot of really good players in NA.
But before we go, make sure you scroll down, click that donation button, as it's going to be donated with the money that the charity will be donated as well on top of that. So, yeah. What more could we say? A couple cents lying around.
I mean, at this point, everybody seems to be playing for second. I feel like it's just been unreal, the domination that Tianba has had. I can't. The only time I remember seeing anything like this was when Genji just trashed a lobby at the PUBG Winter Invitational.
Oh, yeah.
But that was only 5 games. That wasn't 15 games or 20 games is what we're going to end up with. So massive credit to Tianba. I mean, they are looking like world beaters right now. It looks like finally they're able to get to this big stage. It's been kind of a monkey on their back. They've been playing very, very well.
134 points coming into today, and now they're going to be sitting at like how many points? 160, 180? I don't even want to count.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, for the first week, it may have been possible to, do pretty well, but there has been a pretty long break in between from the first week and today. So we could assume that they wouldn't be able to perform in that consistency, but they were able to just pull it off, taking those kills, taking those placement points. No chicken, but in the end, they were killing everyone that they were meeting into.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, they get put in bad situations and they come out of it on top. They get put in good situations. They make you look silly. It's incredible. Really disappointing to see Genji not performing today. That's really surprising. It just
Most
feels,
of the Korean teams.
Yeah, a lot of the Korean teams today not doing so hot. A couple big performers from Korea like Makdae, but overall it wasn't super incredible. I wasn't.
It might be the battle for the second place coming into the final day. I think the first place has a pretty good chance to be on Tianba, but the second place is still iffy. So
yes,
there is a pretty good chance any Korean team could take it if they do perform well. But yeah. Should we?
Yeah, you just need a big day. That's all you need if you're one of these Korean teams to at least get up to that second place, get yourself a respectable finish. Chinese teams, you can continue to just dominate like you have. That would be incredible to see. I mean, really try to establish yourself as the best region in the world for the game right now. Curzon, we need a little more signs of life from you this week if you're going to keep your second place mantle. And unfortunately for Japan, it just hasn't been their couple of weeks.
Detonation Gaming White, though, has been sending signals of that they're still alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love their style. I love their fighting capacity. They're just really good shots. They're pretty good decision makers. You can see they're getting outclassed at the end of some of these games when they have maybe an even fight or a slightly uneven fight. They're just not able to kind of overcome some of these teams from Korea and China. They're close. They're so close, and that's really exciting to see. As we're going to get a final look at the Game 5 results, and there you are, VRU Ghibli, 10 kills and a win gives them 20 big points.
20 points, but I want to see the total leaderboard so that we can see where they're going to be placing themselves at. Entis picking up 7 points, not the best, not the worst, not that bad. Detonation Gaming White, though, 11 kills, a huge play for them.
Yeah, these last 3 games we've seen Detonation Gaming White has been at least bolstering their situation up to 9th place now with 57 kills. So they're looking pretty strong, but there's a pretty decent gap between first place and everything else. But
66.
But yeah, I was gonna say 9th and 8th place, but then I realized I misread the statistics.
That's okay. The point difference is how much infantry has at the moment.
Yes.
Oh, God, what am I seeing?
Yeah, infantry is a little surprising to see them struggling. OG and Entis as well. Pretty surprising to see them struggling like this. Some teams that are historically quite good on international stages just can't seem to get it going. But guys, that is it. Thank you so much again for joining us. We have one more day of Asia to go. We can't wait to kick it off. Sunday, 7 p.m. Korea Standard Time. Make sure you tune in. Tune in to all the PCS Asia events. Donate to charity. It's great. Take care, everybody. Have a great day wherever you are.